Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to Lawrence High. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn for the Lawrence High Chesty Lions, taking on the Gardner-Edgerton Trailblazers tonight. Should be a pretty good game. This Gardner-Edgerton team is, of course, the defending champs in Class 6A, and they are off to a 3-0 start, and so obviously the Chesty Lions have their work cut out for them today.
Yeah, they do. Chesty's been beat the last 2 years in a row pretty significantly by this Gardner-Edgerton team, and it's one that they had circled very early in their season as a game that they were looking forward to, and really a game that would show them how much muscle they're going to have in this state championship run.
Well, we apologize to those of you who have gone on to KLWN.com looking to see a video of this game. Unfortunately, we are unable to bring the video for you live. We're going to try and put it on our archive with this. But in the meantime, we'll take a quick break and then come back with our coaches' conversation right after this here on Chesty Lion Football on FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Enjoy all the excitement of football season at the 23rd Street Brewery. From the Jayhawks and college football to the NFL and even live-streamed Lawrence High and Free State football games, you can watch it all at the 23rd Street Brewery. Enjoy the games with your favorite menu item like the Bill Self Mac and Cheese, Naked Nachos, or the Haney Turkey Stack. And wash it all down with your favorite beer like a Wave the Wheat or Crimson Fog. 23rd Street Brewery on the corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle in Lawrence.
Do you love Lawrence High Chesty Lion football? Join head coach Clint Bowen at Wahlburgers inside Hy-Vee Wednesday, October 9th from 7 to 8 p.m. for Chesty Lion Touchdown Talk. We'll be previewing all things Chesty Lion football as they prepare to take on Olathe East and Olathe South. This is your chance to hear from the head man himself as well as select players from this year's team. Chesty Lion Touchdown Talk. This Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. at Wahlburgers right here on FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
So it's Matt Llewellyn here with Coach Bowen, doing a little quick preview on this, what's going to be a tough game against Gardner-Edgerton. Coach, give us a quick preview of what you're thinking this weekend against those always tough Gardner-Edgerton boys.
Yeah, this is one of those games where Gardner, returning state champions, number one or number two in team in the state right now, and they deserve that. They're a very physical team, well-coached team. It's going to be a true test for us, but in reality, that's what, if you're a competitor and a true, football player, this is the kind of game that you look forward to. Right? I mean, it's a great opportunity to go prove what you're capable of doing and where we belong in the state in terms of where we've come as a program.
How are you going to combat their numbers they're going to bring at you? And I know they've got some talented guys, but we do too. Their biggest strength to me is the numbers that they're going to throw at you.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of kids. They've done a great job of promoting their program within their community. And, I think last year they rolled up with 4 buses and about 110 kids suited up. And it's a big deal. It's a good tribute to their coaching staff to be able to get those kids in their community to switch gears and at the young level start promoting football. It's something I wish we could get going in Lawrence a little bit better in terms of the youth football, growing into the high school programs that some places are doing. And, they got a good team, and it's a great challenge for us, and I think our kids are looking forward to it.
And it'll be great to be back at our home confines this week, but Gardner-Edgerton, they'll bring up a lot of people, and there'll be a lot of their fans on their side of the field. Are you doing anything at the school to try to encourage just to have a packed house this week?
We were fortunate. Our student section in week 1 was about as good as I think I've seen since I've been here. The short time I've been here, they packed it, and so I hope our school continues with the spirit that they're developing, and I got a lot of our senior class, the Stuco, and those are doing a good job to promote our football program and their football games and make it a social event and a fun event for our students. So, hopefully we get a large contingency of Lawrence people to come out and check out what's going to be a really high-level high school football game for the state of Kansas.
Well, and one thing about last week and actually the week before at Junction City is we got to view those incredible video boards that both of those schools have and that neither one of the Lawrence High schools do have. We had an opportunity to talk to Coach Wedd at the Junction City game and about getting a new scoreboard and trying to get a new video board and kind of bringing us into the 21st century. Is there anything that you know or you or Christy are doing anything to try to help promote that and get that going for Lawrence High?
Yeah, there are some behind-the-scenes actions going on, some things taking place. Haven't been a part of a lot of it. You know, there's some people on the Free State side who are working hard and doing a good job to promote that. You know, Coach Wedd is doing a good job on our side of keeping us going with that. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, to think the city of Lawrence, Kansas is so far behind in just some basic things that everyone in the nation has. And it's just it's a recognition of the value of these things. People are like, oh, you're investing in football. It's not investing in football. It's investing in the entire school. It's investing in the entire experience that all the students have. It's investing. It's bringing in money. It's a revenue source, and that, you know, sometimes you know, we have some leadership that can't see an opportunity and or at least have the nerve to say, you know, what and fight the appearance, and that's what it is. Oh, football is getting something. Well, no, be brave enough to say that no, the whole entire community, the entire school of Lawrence, the entire school of Free State is getting something. But, you know, we have people that just don't quite understand economics and the way things actually work in this city.
Well, maybe they could just take a drive 7 miles down the road to look at what Eudora has, if you really want to emphasize that. But we're getting back to football. Big game against Gardner-Edgerton this week, but you've got a lot of players who are looking really, really good, a lot of players who are getting national recognition. Josh Galbraith, your son Banks, is just doing great. Jackson Becker has been phenomenal, and not to mention Devin Foster and some of the guys that won't get the headlines but are certainly making an impact for your team. What do you look to see from your guys this week?
No, it's a big week. We have to be incredibly disciplined, hard playing. We got to match their intensity. We have to match their pad level. We have to match the tempo of what this game's going to come at us. And, you know, our guys, when they get an opportunity to make a play, there's no mistakes this week. And, you know, you hate to say that you need to lose a game to learn a lesson, but, you know, I think our kids have embraced, you know, what it truly takes to go to practice with a plan, to go to practice and fight through the process, to have a purpose every time you step on the field to get better at something. And I don't know that we were getting that done when we were 2-0 and a little bit happier. I think, you know, getting a little bit angry after a loss has been a positive for us.
Well, we certainly have that opportunity this week. So looking forward to the game, Coach, and good luck against Gardner-Edgerton.
Thank you.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Miss the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6 right here on KLWN.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. It's the Chesty Lions and the Trailblazers from Gardner-Edgerton tonight, as the Lawrence High Chesty Lions will try and turn things around after last week dropping a game to Olathe North, which, as you and I talked about, they are basically a better team than their record would indicate, the Eagles, and they gave the Lions some trouble last week.
Yeah, they did, and it was really funny because I talked to a couple people after the game, and they were like, wow, I can't believe Lawrence High got upset by just such a terrible team. And it's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, they were not a terrible team. They were a really, really good team who've played probably two of the better teams you could possibly play. And it was just that they came out on the losing end, and it was a tough game. We had a couple of mishaps that really cost us the game. I mean, to me, it was a very fairly matched game, but if not for a couple of Lawrence High mistakes that put us in the losing column of that one.
Now, this Gardner-Edgerton team, they also have had a killer schedule up until now, and they've won all their games. They were down in Arkansas playing a couple weeks ago. Last week it was Shawnee Mission Northwest. Northwest was one of the teams that beat Olathe North, and Gardner-Edgerton was able to beat them. But the score might have been a little misleading, I guess would be the way to put it. It was a game that came down to the end. It was 28-21 in favor of the Blazers, and then the Bison came back and scored a touchdown as Lawrence High hits the field right now to the delight of the crowd. Gardner-Edgerton, you know what? They're traveling okay, but nothing better than what the Chesty Lions did last week in Olathe. I certainly would not say that their crowd's any better than ours was then.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's about equal. Possibly more students. And I don't know if those are students. I think actually what we see in the far.
I can't tell till the sun goes down.
Well, I'm pretty positive what we see in the far south. Excuse me, in the north corner of the of the grandstand there is a bunch of Chesty Lion alumni. This is I know that there is a homecoming. Homecoming is next weekend, but I know that we've got a bunch of people here from a former class. I believe that could be the class of 74, and here for their reunion weekend. That could be what that is, because I don't think they're Gardner-Edgerton. It's not all in blue. I see a lot of Mahomes jerseys and red and white. But no, I would say if that part is not Gardner-Edgerton group, that we traveled better than Gardner-Edgerton did.
All right, well, the Chesty Lions, they did not win the toss. It was actually the Trailblazers that did. They deferred, though, so we are going to see Banks, Bowen and company, or at least hear about it when we come back. The opening kickoff is coming up right after this. It's Lawrence High and Gardner-Edgerton right here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Hey, Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. I think this upcoming season is going to be one of the most memorable years in the history of KU football. And I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, as bright as ever with those pearly whites. And we're doing all that winning thanks to my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Not only with the Zoom whitening process I went through last winter, but the twice-a-year checkups with my personal dentist, Dr. Kelly Dummerth, have my smile looking better than ever. So as we're winning games left and right and smiling extra bright, I'm thankful for my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. And it's the Chesty Lions and Trailblazers from Gardner-Edgerton. It's Jensen Honey who has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line right in the middle of the field to kick things off. Beautiful night for football, at least so far. Not too hot and not a ton of wind. Looks like it's Wingert back deep for the Lions.
I believe it's Galbraith.
Is it?
Yep, and it looks like it's going to Galbraith.
Yeah, and right at the goal line, they are going to let him take it out. Up the right side, gets across the 20-21 and hits a wall of white jerseys there. And so that is where the Chesty Lion offense will take over. And you're right, it's Galbraith who had that return. And we'll see what kind of adjustments they've made since week one. So week 1, 2, and here we are for Gardner-Edgerton.
And move it up to the 24, so we get a 4-yard advantage of
over the kick.
Bringing it out.
Yeah. So the Chesty Lions in the first few games have been a pretty balanced offense, with Taj Edwards going on the ground mostly and then plenty in the air as well. But it's been a pretty half-and-half thing, as they will give it to Edwards in the first play, and he is hit right as he touches the ball, 4-yard loss, as a couple of Trailblazers get in the backfield, including Bennett Van. And it looks like Dewey was also there. By the way, there is one thing, and I don't know if you can find this out. You won't be able to do it till our next break or something. There's one guy I didn't actually find out a number for because he was wearing 0. I'm guessing that's the guy wearing, well, it's not the same guy that's wearing 52 there because he's much bigger. So on second down, back to throw is Bowen. He is going to elude a rush and head up the middle of the field with a big burst of speed across the 45 up near midfield. He was upended as he got to the 48-yard line, but a great run for Banks Bowen and some good field position for the Chesty Lions as they'll be first and 10 right near midfield.
Yeah, great job by Banks reading what the offensive line gave him, and they gave him a huge hole. He went up there all the way, almost 29 yards, nearly untouched.
So it'll be first and 10 from their own 49 for the Lions. They come out with a pistol formation. Edwards behind Bowen, and Hendricks is in an H-back position. They'll give it to Edwards, who does have a hole this time, and gets across midfield into Trailblazer territory down to about the 47. It'll be second down and 6 from there.
Yeah, and you said he had a hole. It was a hole, but not a real big one. He seemed like he carried a couple of Gardner-Edgerton boys with him on that first down drive.
I imagine he'll need to get used to that today. Twins on the right for the Lions, and on the option play, Bowen was hit in the backfield, managed to hang on to the footballs. Good penetration from Dawson Kindler for the Blazers, and yet we've had, 4 plays, and 2 of them have been hits for losses for this Gardner-Edgerton defense.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Banks did a great job of holding on to that ball because when they got a hold of him, they were going for the ball, and you could see the defender trying to kick it out, but Banks just held on for dear life. So good job by Banks holding on to that ball.
Empty backfield, trips on the right, Twins on the left. Back to throw, 3rd and 10 with plenty of time. Now Bowen will step to his left, throws downfield. He's got a man wide open. It's Edwards. He makes the catch into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Lions, Taj Edwards.
Wow.
From 51 yards out.
And what a play by Banks Bowen. Man, he was under pressure. You almost thought he was going to get sacked for a loss, but he was able to elude that and give Edwards all kinds of time to get wide open. Touchdown, Lions. Go up for the early score, 6-0 right now.
Noah Richardson's out for the extra point out of the hold of Bowen to make it a 7-0 lead. Snap is high, but he puts it down. The kick is good. So we have played 2 minutes and 29 seconds of the first quarter of play, and the Chesty Lions get out on top first. They lead it 7-0. Kickoff coming up after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. Chesty Lions leading early on in this one over Gardner-Edgerton, the defending champs, as a 51-yard bomb from Banks Bowen to Taj Edwards. Boy, were you just holding your breath all the whole way that ball was coming down?
I was. It was a long, looping spiral, and he was just waiting for it, and you were worried a defender was going to come over and do something, but they didn't. He got the ball. Touchdown, Lions.
Richardson's kick comes down the 10-yard line right up the middle of the field. Only to maybe the 25. Not bad field position to see the first time this Gardner-Edgerton offense. And so it'll be first and 10. I think they're going to give him the 26 as we see as you've called it before in the past, the old flex bone, which we used to call that the bull offense, which no relation to our other station or anything like that. But it was something that Ray-Pec used to use every year on the Missouri side. And Gardner-Edgerton has picked it up, and they've been using it for a while. This is so you have a quarterback, you have two wingbacks and one sort of fullback or tailback behind the quarterback, usually one wideout. And that's the way they come out as Raven Powell is the quarterback. Padilla, who actually has gotten the lion's share of the runs, is right behind him. A couple of wingbacks, they fake toward Padilla, rolling out to the right side, throwing, and down the middle of the field, incomplete. Just ahead of Williams, as Darius Williams. You know, it's interesting. I have to say there's a little grain of salt because I didn't get a chance to see any game film on Gardner-Edgerton other than highlights. I couldn't find any. It's not that I didn't try, but they just don't exist. But at the end of the game highlights on Shawnee Mission against Shawnee Mission Northwest, it showed 0 passing yards for Gardner-Edgerton in that game. I take that back. They had 4, and Shawnee Mission Northwest had 0.
Either way,
enough.
you know that's impossible.
So Padilla on the toss on 2nd and 10. He's hit as he gets to the 30-yard line. Gets maybe up to the 31. It'll be a pickup of 5 and set up a 3rd and long on the first offensive possession here for the Trailblazers from Gardner-Edgerton.
And I was going to say on that last play, the wide receiver was well defended by Kelsey, but then Kelsey really did a great job staying on his man, but he realized that ball was way overthrown, so he just kind of let up on him, and that ended up in an incomplete pass, but brings up 3rd and 5.
So very heavily run-laden offense for Gardner-Edgerton. A 3rd down and 5. They come out in that flex bone, and they'll give it up the middle. Padilla, he was tripped up. He might have actually tripped over his own man and only able to get up to the 39, needs the 42. You would imagine they would punt it away from their own 39, but they haven't brought a punting team on, so it looks like they may be going for it here. They come out straight over center. They may be trying to draw the Lions offside as they look over toward the coaches on the sideline to get a play here. 4th down and 2. Looks like they're going to go for it. Man in motion, and they do toss it to Padilla. He is going to get a 1st down and more across the 40-yard line. He was going over the right side on an outside toss sweep. He'll get to the 41. He only needed a couple of yards, got about 4. Yeah, and so that's pretty courageous for this Gardner-Edgerton team.
Very confident in their offense.
Well, and also their defense, for that matter. Thinking if they don't stop them, then they'd be able to hold them, which is interesting because, like I said, the Lions just scored. They lead at 7-0. We're 7:37 to go here in the first quarter. First offensive possession for the Trailblazers. 1st and 10 from their own 42. They give it up the middle, fullback dive for Padilla, and he gets to the 45, pickup of 3. So we have had a lot of games this year, you and I, that seem to have taken a long time. This one may not be the case since they've been running the ball the whole time.
Well, yeah,
still early, but.
And that was Clint's whole big deal about the flexbone offense. It
wears you down.
A clock eater.
Yeah. On the toss sweep. And this is tripped up across midfield, and that was Porter Swaim, who is basically their second go-to guy, but not before he was able to get into Lion territory. 1st down from the Chesty Lion 46, a pretty good run for Porter Swaim.
But you are right, Joel. The clock is running. It's already eating up 6 minutes of time, and the Gardner-Edgerton boys just don't seem to be in any real big hurry.
I would not imagine so. The key that I'm thinking, though, more so than the fact that for us the game may go quickly, as they fake it to Padilla, back to throw, and hit in the backfield. He's actually going to get positive, or at least back to the line of scrimmage, so can't unfortunately give a sack on the play, but a great penetration for Hendricks. Wyatt got into the backfield, got behind Powell, and it's fortunate for the Blazers that you didn't hit him in such a way that he lost the ball.
Well, and Andrew Nelson was the guy who made first contact, and he was way behind the line of scrimmage and behind the quarterback, and came up behind him and and you can't help but to go forward when Andrew Nelson, a 5'10", 300-pounder, comes up behind you, and he pushed him forward that couple yards to get over the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, and on the toss, trying to go on the right side with some pretty good running room. A first down, and Morick out to the 35 and knocked out of bounds at the 29-yard line was Vanlenberg, excuse me. He is the third of their 3 guys. It's Padilla, Swaim, and Vanlenberg, along with Powell, who also runs plenty himself, the quarterback. So anyway, what I was going to say is it looks like we got a flag
on the field. I was going to say, why haven't they moved these chains?
Yeah.
And the flag is kind of is camouflaged almost.
Holding is the call, but I'm not so sure. It's a defensive holding call. So I imagine they're going to take the play. They actually are enforcing the 10 yards at the end of the run, is what he said. The call was on Devin Foster for defensive holding. That should put the ball on the 19-yard line inside the red zone for the Trailblazers. So to finish the thought I was going to tell you or say a bit ago, I'm less concerned about the clock moving as much as I am about the defense of the Lions getting worn down by all of these running plays. I mean, it's not going to happen now, but over the course of the game.
That call was very odd. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, that was 25-yard difference.
Yeah, really was. Man in motion. Vanlenberg gets the toss on the right side again with some running room. He breaks a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Gardner-Edgerton, as Roland Vanlenberg comes in from 19 yards out. And the score is 7-6 with the extra point to come.
Yeah, just run, and most of them were to the outside.
Well, they attempted one pass, another one. The quarterback got almost sacked on the play, but everything else was a running play the whole way through. Honey out for the extra point. Vanlenberg is the holder. Snap is back, the kick is up, and it is good. So 5:33 left to go in the first quarter. Both teams have had the ball. Both teams have scored a touchdown. We are tied up at 7 apiece. Lions get the ball back on the kickoff when we return here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune into Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6, right here on KLWN.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out here to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. 7-7 is our score between the Lions and Gardner-Edgerton Trailblazers. Kickoff down the middle of the field, and it is going to come down again at about the 1-yard line. And Galbraith up to the 20 and about the 23 before he is tackled on the right side of the field, and that's where the Lions will get their second shot on offense. They were able to drive down 76 yards the first time around, capped off by a 51-yard touchdown pass from Banks Bowen to Taj Edwards.
And what I think was the longest play of the year for the Lions so far.
I think so.
I didn't think we had one over 50 yet, but a beautiful pass play and beautiful run, getting away from the defenders was Bowen. And
the amazing thing was I thought for sure he was going to try and run, but he didn't.
Right.
So on the first down play, they give it to Edwards. He was able to sidestep one tackler and get positive yards out to the 25. It'll be a pickup of 2. Second down and 10 from there.
And thank goodness they gave him the 2. It looked like he got stopped at the line of scrimmage, was able to barrel his way forward a couple yards.
Like I said, it was a nice little sidestep. And then he had his forward progress stopped as he got to the 25. Some movement around as they look like they're going to go empty backfield here, for at least for the moment. Edwards is in the slot on the left side, trips on that way, Twins on the right. On second down and long, Bowen back to throw. He's got some time. He'll step around to his right. He's going to step up this time and run out of bounds at about the 27. Another 2-yard pickup, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, Bowen just didn't have anywhere to go. Nobody was open, and elected just to go ahead and run it, and he was going to get hit hard if he wouldn't have gone out of bounds there, so elected just to go out of bounds.
So the Lions did score on their first possession, but they did put themselves in a few different 3rd and long situations. This is another one. Again, empty backfield. Now Edwards in motion. They fake to him, back to throw Bowen. He is looking, rolling to his right side, being chased. He is hit, and he is sacked back at the 10-yard line as Snipe comes in. Nehemiah Snipe. And unfortunately, it wasn't a blitz or anything like that. It was just a coverage sack. He didn't have anybody to throw to.
Right. The pocket was collapsing on him, and he was trying to get away, tried to make something happen. And unfortunately, the back judge could not get out of his way, and he slowed down Bowen from backing up and getting away from those defenders. And so the 3 of them together were able to bring him down.
Punting situation, 4th down and a mile, and Bowen gets it away on the rugby-style kick. It bounces inside Trailblazer territory. It doesn't take much of a Lion bounce, but it's down at the 42, and that's where we're going to see Gardner-Edgerton with their second try on offense. Both teams were able to march down the field and score touchdowns. The Lions got unfortunately hung up on their second try, and we'll see what kind of adjustments, if any, the Lions defense makes against this Trailblazer offense and this really tough running game that Gardner-Edgerton puts up against you.
Not the way you want to start on your second drive after they tie it up, but that's what we're going to do at 3:49 here left in the first quarter, tied 7-7.
So Raven Powell out to lead his team once again with the flex bone. 2 wingbacks, and he goes on the keeper around the right side. Calls his own number for the first time, gets up near midfield. They're going to give him the Lion 49. It's a pickup of 9, 2nd down and 1, as Powell runs it himself for the first time. Clock is running with 3:25 left to go in the first quarter. 7-7 our score. Sunflower League game between the Lions and Trailblazers from Gardner-Edgerton. Man in motion and back to throw. This time Powell with some time throws, and he's got a man, and it is caught. And down the far sideline, this one's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown. I believe it was Vanlenberg, but I'm trying to pick it up just to be sure. Yeah, it was Vanlenberg who made the catch. We're in that time of the evening right now where it's kind of hard to see on the field. And as we talked about, you don't usually have to worry too much about the Gardner-Edgerton passing game, but that time it was just, unfortunately, the defender tripped. And once he got past him, he was basically untouched into the end zone.
Well, and Jalen Parks was right there, and I almost thought that Jalen might have had the interception, but it went to Vanlenberg.
It was a good throw, as the kick from Honey is up and good. So only 25 seconds or so, and 3 minutes exactly showing on the clock here in this first quarter of play. And Edgerton gets its first lead of the game. 14-7 is our score. We're going to take a break and come back with the kickoff right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
14-7 in favor of Gardner-Edgerton as we're back live here at Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. The honey kick to Galbraith will this time go well into the end zone for a touchback. And so on their third possession, the Lions will start from their own 20-yard line, which is actually the worst starting field position of the game so far for them. And like I said before, that first drive, the Lions were able to obviously get the touchdown. A big chunk of it came on the touchdown pass, 51 yards. But until that happened, they were able to move the ball, but it was like they were almost going forwards and backwards at times. And they put themselves, behind the eight ball a few times with thirds and longs, and that's really a position they don't want to get themselves in.
Absolutely not, because this Gardner-Edgerton team, they're experienced, they're well coached, and they know how to control the tempo of a game. And being behind by 7 is not the position you want to be in. But here we go.
Banks, Bowen rolling to his right side. He will throw downfield. It is caught. Wingert. And he was able to get a foot in bounds up near the 34-yard line. I think they're going to give him the 32 or so. And a really nice pitch and catch that time from Bowen to Wingert. They gave him 13 up to the 33-yard line, and 1st and 10 for the Lions.
Nice way to start this drive.
So come out in the shotgun. Edwards to his left, a wing back. Hendricks on the right side. Twins on the left. They fake it to Edwards. Bowen keeps it, and he gets swarmed under a pair of white jerseys pretty much immediately. It's a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. The Trailblazers are in their road whites, white pants, and blue numbers. The Lions in their home blacks with red numbers and white trim on the numbering.
I should say dark maroon numbers with a light white outline.
Yeah,
Hank did not like these numbers.
Trips on the left this time. On 2nd and long, back to throw. Bowen throwing down the right side. He's got a man, and it is incomplete. Galbraith overthrew him by maybe 2 yards. Galbraith did have a couple of steps there. If a better throw was there, that was open.
We'd be talking about a touchdown there.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The one thing the Lions have shown today, at least so far, is that the Trailblazers are susceptible to the big play.
And one is all we have, and that's all we've needed.
Yeah, they've converted one so far, but the other ones were there.
But 3rd and 11, this is crucial.
So we'll see. They don't want another 3 and out if they can help it. Empty backfield, trips on the left, Twins on the right. They show blitz. Here they come. Bowen steps up. He's going to go straight up the middle. He's going to get near a first down. Bounces off a tackle. Gets the first down across the 45 to the 47. Banks Bowen willing himself to a first down for the Lions.
Absolutely phenomenal play by Banks. He saw an opening. He took it. He was just 1 yard shy of the first down. Took 2 big hits. Able to get around those 2 hits and pick up another 3 yards for that first down. So great job by Banks Bowen. We'll call it 15 yards. So picked up an extra 6 after the initial hit.
So the Lions have managed to convert on several thirds and longs so far in this game. You hate that they've got them, but they have managed to convert a couple times. Twins on the left this time. Edwards swing pass out to the left side will make the catch, trying to get around the edge. He is hit and tackled across midfield to the Blazer 49. Chased down by Kindler, the linebacker, and was able to get him down, but not before Taj Edwards with his second catch and 4 yards this time. Boy, that really is going to kill his average.
Yeah, it goes from 51 to 26, right?
Something like that. 2nd down and 6. Twins are on the right this time. And they fake it to Edwards. It's Bowen who's going to keep it around the left side. He has running room, runs out of bounds, but not before he gets a first down up near the 40-yard line. It'll be the 41 of the Trailblazers. 1st and 10 for the Lions with 56 seconds left to go in this first quarter, trailing 14-7.
Yeah, nice job by Banks picking up. Oh, God, we'll give him 9 yards on that play for first down.
He seems to be a lot more willing to call his own number in this game than he has in some of the previous ones. Fewer handoffs to Edwards. Twins on the right side, man in motion from right to left, and they fake it to Becker. He's going to keep it himself. He was tripped up as he got to the line of scrimmage, got across the 40, should be near the 39, although it looks like they're not going to give him the best spot in the world. They're going to give him the 40. So it'll be 2nd and 9 after a gain of 1.
Yeah, he didn't have, he didn't really have even that much. So 1 yard is almost a gift on that for Banks.
So second down. Edwards to his right again. They show blitz. They pick up the blitz. Plenty of time throwing down the far sideline, and it is incomplete. Threw into double coverage and overthrew his receiver again. He's been doing that a lot today, has Banks Bowen. And it was intended for Jalen Parks. It'll set up a 3rd down and 9, so once again another 3rd and long situation for the Lions. Although they weren't too far off of this position in the field when they threw their touchdown pass.
You're right, but as you've said, they have given up. When they've got the deep receivers, I think that our receivers are a step or two faster than their safeties.
Yeah, although that time it was double coverage, and it would have taken a perfect pass to get it there. They go empty backfield here on 3rd and 9. Trips on the right, Twins on the left. Bowen from the shotgun, man in motion, Edwards. He's there to pick up the blitz, and he does, but then Bowen is hit and tackled back at the midfield stripe. As Edwards is over there to try and stop Snipe, but he basically blew right through him.
Yeah, I mean, one hit, if he would have done much more, he would have been holding. So, big 11-yard loss there. It was bringing up 4th and 20.
So a punting situation, obviously. They are near midfield, but with the length of what they have to do, they're most likely going to punt when we start things off in the second quarter. That is the end of the first quarter of play. 12 minutes of football in the books. The Lions got out to the early lead, but unfortunately Edgerton has come back with a couple of touchdowns. They lead at 14-7 after 1 quarter of play. Second quarter coming up after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Life can get busy, and sometimes accidents can happen. Don't let spilling coffee on your nice outfit ruin your week. We have all been there. And guess what? Scotch Cleaners provides the quickest, most convenient dry cleaning service to get you looking brand new again. Looking clean and professional is what matters the most, whether you're in the office or meeting on Zoom. Keep clean even when you have accidents. Protect your wardrobe investment with Scotch Cleaners. Scotch Cleaners dry cleaning service has 9 locations around Northeast Kansas, with 4 locations in Lawrence and 5 in Topeka. Stop by now.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. Lawrence High, Gardner-Edgerton. Trailblazers leading the Chesty Lions 14-7 on 4th and long. Bowen will kick his little rugby punt kick, and it's going to bounce at the 10-yard line, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 7. So great punt for Banks Bowen, and pretty lousy field position for the Trailblazers as they try to be successful on a 3rd straight offensive possession. They've scored a touchdown in each of their first 2.
And coaches are trying to get this defense fired up to hold these Trailblazers to a 3 and out, or even better.
Turnover would be nice.
A turnover would be great. Haven't been super successful yet, this defense, on the first couple tries, but another quarter, another drive. Let's see what these Lions can do.
Powell under center with a flex bone, and there is a fumble. Ball's on the turf. Who fell on it? It looks like it's going to be Gardner-Edgerton who kept the ball. I think the original ball carrier may have fell on it, and that was Padilla. And it ends up being a 3-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 7. Well, almost prophetic. Should we try again?
I will.
Hey, a turnover would be nice.
Turnover would be great.
We'll see if it works here. 2nd down and 7. The wide out, who's not out very wide, is out to the left side. Man in motion, and it is a give up the middle. Padilla bounced off a couple of guys, but then a good job hanging on the line before help can come over and knock him down. Galbraith eventually, the second man in, takes him down, and it's going to be, they still give him forward progress to the, 12 or so. It'll set up a 3rd down and about 5 or 6 from there.
But really good hit initially by Wyatt Hendricks to hold on to him and keep him from going very far. But then you're right, Galbraith came in to clean up the garbage and get him for that very, very short gain. Nice job, both guys.
We'll see if they decide to run here. As we've talked about before, the Gardner-Edgerton offense very run heavy, but they have thrown the ball a few times today. Powell under center. Man in motion, and they stop again and look toward the sideline, and I think they're going to call timeout.
Yeah, call timeout with 2 seconds left on the play clock. You think that maybe trying to get the Lions to jump off sides or something, even though it was still just third down.
Just out of curiosity, let's say they get 3 yards here, and it's like a 4th down and 2. Do you think they would go for it from their own 15-yard line? Because they did earlier from their own 39. Now, that's not the same as the 15, but it's still, if it's a short yardage situation, I wouldn't put it past them to just go for it.
I hope we don't have to think about that. I hope that Lions stop them right there, and we don't even have that possibility.
We're just underway in the second quarter of play. We've played 1 minute 40 seconds, 10:20 to go in the first half. Gardner-Edgerton leads 14-7. The Lions actually had the lead in this game. 51-yard touchdown pass from Banks Bowen to Taj Edwards on the opening drive, capping off a 76-yard drive or so. It might have been 77 anyway. But Gardner-Edgerton has come back and scored a couple of touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. Lawrence has not been able to score since their opening drive. 3rd down, and let's call it 6 from the 12. And back to throw, throwing far side, caught on the far side. It'll be a 1st down and more. Swung around and taken down at the 31 is Darius Williams, who is the one wideout they generally have. And he was way too open on a play like that.
He really was. And but unfortunate for the Lions, they pick up that and it's something we don't have to worry about them whether or not they're going to punt or not. We just have to worry about Lions stopping them.
Yeah, well, it's 1st and 10 from their own 31 for the Blazers. Again in this flexbone offense. Man in motion, the give up the middle, Padilla. And not a whole lot of room. He is able to get positive yards up near the 45. They gave him a pretty generous spot, it looks to me like, at the 35. Because it looked to me like he was down at least a yard shy of that. But they gave him all the way up to the 45, so that'll be a pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6.
So the Trailblazers have got a little breathing room here, which is we had them back, able to pick up that 1st down. Now 2nd down and 6. See what the Lions defense can do here.
And it is a toss sweep, and it's Swaim. He was able to get around the edge, but hit almost immediately after he did get across the line of scrimmage. It'll be a pickup to the 38, pickup of 3, and it'll set up a 3rd down. And actually, they only gave him the 37, so let's call it a pickup of 2, and a 3rd down and 4 from there.
Lions again hold them to a 3rd down. Able to pick up the last one. Let's see what they can do here.
One of the differences is when the Lions have 3rd down, it's 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 11 or something like that. And when the Trailblazers have had 3rd downs, a lot of times they've been 3rd and 4 or something like that, which is what they have now. Powell under center. Man in motion. They fake the toss sweep and throwing down the far sideline. Boy, he had a man wide open going down the middle of the field. Didn't see him, ended up throwing an incomplete pass. But I tell you what, Jake Linden was absolutely 5 yards by anybody who was going to cover him.
Yeah, and there were a couple safeties down there, but the wide receiver on the far side was well defended, and I think that's where they were looking to go. And certainly that's where they threw the ball.
Powell may not be the kind of quarterback that goes through progressions that well. We'll see. Looks like they're going to go for it again here on 4th down. No, I take it back. They are going to punt, or at least they're in a punting formation.
Flag.
And there's a man in motion. Was it a false start, or did somebody on the Lions jump across? I'm not sure.
We're going to find out right here.
I thought the punter himself actually
that'll
false
be on
started.
Gardner-Edgerton.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought it was the punter that moved, but
yeah.
I couldn't tell what that if that was.
The punter is Swaim, who is also a running back for them.
So here we go, 4th and 9. They'll definitely punt from here.
Yeah, one would think.
In their own territory. Ball on.
The Lions are sending somebody back deep to receive the punt.
Ball on 32.
So Swaim's kick high and short. And they're just going to let it bounce. Takes a Lions bounce and is down about the 41-yard line. Bounce about the 38, bounce back about 3 yards. And so the Lions will get the ball. First stop for the defense today.
And nice work by the defense. You got to give them credit. They were able to play the pass, stop the run, and it all worked out okay in the Lions' favor.
You can kind of give the credit to that stop as much as to anybody, to Banks Bowen, for pinning them back in their own
That's right.
toward their own end zone on the punt in the first place. But after driving the ball down the field and getting a touchdown the first time around, the offense of the Lions have not been able to really consistently move the ball. We'd like to see that change. It's a tough Gardner-Edgerton defense. They come out. Twins on the left side, one man on the right, Edwards to the right of Bowen. Back to throw. He's getting a rush. Throws down the middle of the field, and he's got a man, and it is incomplete.
There's a flag.
There's a flag. It's going to be pass interference. Jackson Becker was contacted basically right before the ball got there.
All the way Becker had it. It was going to go in his hands.
Oh, yeah.
And the defender reached up and pulled his hand down, and that, my friends, is pass interference. And the Lions are going to have a first down here on first down.
So that
Although
should give them.
They are not moving the ball quickly.
Well, not yet, but we saw the flag. It is defensive pass interference.
Well, you got to think so, but it still worries me.
Well, you really don't trust officials, do you?
No, I can't say that I do. But 15 yards, Lions first down.
So that takes them into Trailblazer territory. 1st and 10 from the Gardner-Edgerton 44.
And I say I like the first down, but I would have liked that catch better because had he caught it, that was going to be 6 points.
Well, even if they just had given it at the spot of the foul, as they give it to Edwards, again, a little sidestep as he's able to get positive yardage up near the 40. And I think they're going to give him the 39, so it'll be a pickup of 5, 2nd down and 5 from there. Again, they haven't been really using Edwards nearly as much in this game as they have in games past. Now, they know that this Gardner-Edgerton defense is very good. In fact, the first time he touched the ball, he was hit for a loss, so that may have scared them off. I don't know. 2nd and 5, back to throw is Bowen. He's got time. He throws on the near side and into the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Becker, and he was double covered. And really, that ball was not catchable. It was basically out the back of the end zone.
And that could have very possibly been intended that way because I didn't see any other Lions open, and you almost think that Banks just go ahead and intended to throw that thing way over his head so that nobody else would catch it.
No, it was not a bad decision on Bowen's part.
Not at all. But bringing up 3rd down, in Lions territory at the 39-yard line.
So 3rd and 5, probably 4-down territory here. Empty backfield. Bowen back to throw. He'll roll to his left side, being chased. He is going to run out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it? 34, I think. It was right near the line to gain.
Right on. They get,
And I'm pretty sure they're going to give him the first down. They haven't moved the change yet. They're putting the ball down at the 34, and now they are moving it. So it is 1st and 10. A good job by Bowen of sort of field awareness to go out of bounds right at the first down line.
Absolutely. Nice job there by Banks.
And good speed to get there in the first place. So now that number 0, you see how big he is in the middle of the field? They don't have a number 0. Let me see if I can find their roster so I can identify that guy correctly. As they fake it to Edwards, Bowen keeping it himself. And he is hit and tackled as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard to the 33. Let's see. The one that they provided, does it have a 0 on it? Yes, it does. It is Isaiah Williams who is wearing number 0. It's good to know because the roster that I got didn't have one of those on it, a 0. Don't really see that very often, do you?
No.
Big kid, too. Near side pitch on the right receiver screen. It is caught. Big hit on the far side around the 28-yard line. Wingert with the catch and was able to hang on to the ball as he gains 6-7 yards. It'll be 3rd down. Let's call it 3rd and 4 from the 28-yard line. They need just inside the 25, around the 24.
So 5-yard pickup there by Wingert.
6:15 left to go in the second quarter. Again, I think they're in probably 2-down territory here. Bowen sends on the far side. It's caught. Oh, fumble, loose ball. And Edwards, I think, may have jumped on it. The original ball was caught by, I believe, Wingard again. And once again, it was recovered by the Lions. And am I right?
Wow.
Was it
I
Edwards?
believe it was, yes.
Yeah.
Recovered by Edwards. So how do you score that? 14 yards for Wingard?
So, well, he had the catch, and then it would be where he fumbled it and recovered by the offense.
I almost think they pick up 2 yards.
About 3, yeah. So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. And they give it to Edwards, and he has nowhere to go, hitting the backfield for a loss. Back to about the 23. Let's call it a loss of 3, 2nd down and 13. And as we were talking about before, that's one of the reasons why I don't think we've seen as many of those straight handoffs as we've had in the past, because just too much penetration by this front 3 of the Trailblazers.
Yeah, at this point, I've got Taj Edwards with 4 yards on I think, like 8 carries.
Now, having said that, he also has 58 yards or something.
55 yards in the air. Here we go.
Throwing on the
Becker.
far side, incomplete. Now he was,
and a flag again.
He was face guarded really badly on that one, and another defensive pass interference would seem to be coming up. Yeah, it won't be a 15-yard penalty because they're inside the 30. So it should be half the distance to the goal and should remain 2nd down. So it's defensive pass interference.
They do call it 1st down, though.
That is odd, unless I think they may change their mind, because I'm not seeing the sticks move. I'm pretty well now they do. Nope, now they're going to move it back.
Okay, so
but they switched it to 3rd down, but that's not right. It should stay 2nd down. So
we'll give them 12 yards on the penalty.
Yeah.
And the referees are talking it over.
Yeah, he just has to the chain gang has to know what they're supposed to do. It's going to stay 2nd down.
And the chain gang, even at the college level, a lot of times are just volunteers. So
yeah, that's what I mean. They're not like, experts or whatever. So it's going to be 2nd down and very short. Probably about 2 or 3 maybe. Yeah, the ball, the original line of scrimmage was the 20.
So 2nd down and 2.
So yeah, about 2nd and 2. The ball had gone back to the 24 on the initial 1st down, run that was hit back for a loss, and so half the distance to the goal takes them down to the 13 or 12. And they need to get to the 10. So 2nd down and 2 from the 10-yard line.
And have not been effective on the run unless it has been a broken play.
Mostly been Bowen. He's had a
Right.
couple of runs himself that haven't been too bad. But Taj has gotten a couple of 3 or 4 yards. And they fake it to Taj. Looking on the near side. It is thrown. It is caught. And near the goal line, it's going to be a 1st down inside the 2, about the 1-yard line. I believe that was Jackson Becker on the catch. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Lions. So Jackson Becker, they finally backed off enough to actually allow him to catch a ball. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Lions, trying to tie this game up here in the second quarter. Man in motion is Becker. They fake to him. It's Bowen up the middle into the end zone. Waiting for the indication. Touchdown. Touchdown Lions. Banks Bowen from 2 yards out. And a good job for the offensive line opening up that hole for him.
Yep, just faked the pass enough that gave him a little bit of time to squirt up the middle and get in there for the touchdown. Nice job by Banks. Nice job for the whole offensive line.
And an extra point from Noah Richardson will tie this game up. 4:47 left to go in the first half. Here's the attempt. Snap was a bit high, got it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So 4:47 left to go here in the first half of play. 14 all is our score. Back with a kickoff coming up after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Miss the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6 right here on KLWN.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. Chesty Lions and Trailblazers from Gardner-Edgerton all knotted up at 14 apiece. As the Lions had the early lead, gave up the lead 14-7, and has now come back to tie this game on a 2-yard run. Kickoff to the goal line from Richardson right up the middle. And big hit as he gets to the 20-yard line. For the Trailblazers, it was looks like Spencer Easley who ran that back. Or
And
no, that maybe Grant Ellis.
Galbraith on the hit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be too shocked at that.
No. When you say big hit, that is usually the next thing that comes out of your mouth when you're talking about the Lions. So is he the heir apparent?
To Mr. Mondi?
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Gardner-Edgerton off of their first stop on offense for the Lions defense. And from the 20-yard line, the give is up the middle to the wing back up to around the 25-yard line. I believe that was Padilla on the run. And he got, let's see where they give him.
Well, they're putting it back
Boy,
there.
they didn't give him very much at all.
No, it looked like about a 4-yard pickup. It looks like they only gave him two.
To the 22-yard line. So it'll be second down from there. Clock running with 4:15 left to go here in the second quarter. I want to apologize again for those of you who went to YouTube or KLWN.com hoping to see the game. Hopefully in the archive you'll be able to, but not live right now, so you're just hearing the audio. Toss sweep, and Padilla on the far or near side, I should say, gets across the 30, first down to the 31. And this time he had some running room and was able to gain about 10 yards on the play.
And just a really good, that's just a play that I don't see how it can go wrong. They pull the tackle, they come up, the tight end, they both put blocks on their defenders, and Padilla just follows those blocks and goes right up the middle and just 10 yards. It seems like it's almost automatic for these Trailblazers.
Well, it's not a it's not a complicated offense exactly.
No, not at all.
There's a little bit of motion here and there and so on and so forth, but for the most part, they just are able to force their way as Powell will keep it himself. He was hit as he got to the 35, only a pickup of a couple. And it'll be second down and about 7 from there.
And stopped by Galbraith again.
So that's the tough thing if you're the Lions, defensively, is you got all these big bodies from Gardner-Edgerton that are just out there, and they can run, they can block, obviously, and they're hard to take down. On second down, they fake it to Padilla. It's going to be a keeper for Powell. He's able to get a first down and more, far side up across the 45 to about the 47. I'm not sure if that was by design or I think it was just a simple RPO, and he just decided at the last second to pull the ball back and turned out to be the right decision.
Yeah, I think you're right. And, they're lined up very, very tight. There's no extension of this of their set at all.
Yeah, the one quote-unquote wideout is maybe 5 yards off the line to the far side. That's Williams. And they will give it this time off left tackle. And, again, not a whole lot on the first down play, but enough to get 3 yards up near midfield for Padilla.
And they seem to be giving him forward progress on this, where they certainly didn't.
The last time, I think he must have had his knee go down because it was clearly he wasn't stopped until he got up toward the 25 on that play.
Right, but this time the Lions, the defensive line was able to push him back to the original line of scrimmage, but they gave him forward progress up 3.
Back to throw is Powell, throwing down the middle of the field. He's got a man. It is caught. And down the far sideline is Vanlenberg. It'll be good up to about the Lion 10-yard line. First and, let's see, it'll be first and 10 because they're going to be outside the 10-yard line, about the 12. So first and 10 for the Trailblazers. Clock is down to 1:40 left to go and running here in the first half. Both teams have timeouts. I think it's 3 and 2. As they look over to the sideline, under 90 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, and if you're Gardner-Edgerton, you'd love to just run this clock out and score on the last play of the half.
And they are just taking their time.
And they're going
to call their second timeout. So Lions have all 3 of theirs. They call their second with 1:16 left to go.
And we'll see how this next 1:16 ends up. But Lions got, like you say, Lions have all their timeouts. You would think that Clint, whatever happens here, would love to be able to score again before half because Gardner-Edgerton will get it to start the third quarter. So.
Correct. They deferred, and the thing is that if you're Lawrence High here, they do only have the one timeout left do the Trailblazers, but. They can easily run 3 plays and, hope to get – I mean, what you'd like to do is stop them, obviously, if at all possible. But, it seems to me like you would want to preserve as much of the clock as you can. So if they run 3 plays, I'd call 3 timeouts, even though, it allows them to then – again, if you're able to stop them, they might have a field goal try. They may even try for it on 4th down. Who knows? But you want your offense to have as much time as it can. First and 10 from the 12-yard line. Powell under center, flexbone offense. And they give it Padilla, running over right tackle, and he gets inside the 10 down to the 5-yard line. It's a pickup of 7. It'll be second down from there. And they do not call timeout, so the clock is running with 60 seconds left to go in the half. So it would seem that the Chesty Lions are content to try and stop them and see what happens. Man in motion, and it'll be a toss. Vanderberg, he's going toward the end zone, touchdown. So Richard Vanlenberg able to run it in untouched from 5 yards out. The Trailblazers retake the lead at 20-14 with 41.7 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, and you saw 3 Lion defenders ready to come up and get him, but Vandenberg was just too far ahead and too far out to this near side and able to just clip the corner of that end zone and get in for the score.
Pretty good speed for him. Honey's extra point try is up, and it is good. So kickoff and 41.7 seconds left to go in the first half. Can the Lawrence High Chesty Lions come back? They trail at 21-14 here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it. Back with the kickoff after this.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney turkey stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker, Matt Llewellyn. Also wanted to give a little shout out to Camden Hayes is his name?
Camden Taves.
Taves is our cameraman, even though you can't see him right now. We're hoping to integrate the video with our audio after the game is over. The kickoff is high and short, and it is taken up to the 15 and maybe the 20-yard line. I think it's going to be about a yard shy of the 20 on Galbraith, who comes up limping.
And the crazy thing about that ball, it bounced up and high on the 1 yard line, and it really came straight up. So Galbraith, thinking that it's not going to go in the end zone, which is what he really wanted to have happen, he had to just grab that ball and take it. And so Galbraith really did the smart thing, which you think that why do you let him do that? But Galbraith really did the smart thing, bring it up, and luckily, fortunately, he was able to get out to the 20-yard line, but took 6 seconds off the clock. We'll see if that 6 seconds is important.
35.2 showing. As we've said before, the Lions have all 3 of their timeouts. From the pistol, they give it to Edwards, who's hit in the backfield. And knocked back for a couple-yard loss. They did give him the 20-yard line, by the way, on the return.
But Clint's not going to call a timeout, so we might just be ending it right there.
I think this may be the end of the first half. We got anybody coming up for the first half, by the way?
Yes, we do. Yes,
so
we do.
Tease people with that right now?
Junior Wed will be joining us. This is always a fun night out here at Lawrence High because the little gals from all across town, I'm going to let her tell us who they are, but they always come out to Lawrence High and they get on the field and they do their little routines at cheerleaders. But, I mean, they look like they're 5-year-olds. Up to the junior high age, join the Lawrence High cheerleaders, but they all get their chance to be out on the field at halftime. So always kind of a fun little event that we do here at Lawrence High. We'll have Junior tell us about that. Also, a little program that Junior's got trying to raise money to get a new Chesty Lion. I've talked about that a little bit prior this season, but Junior will tell us all about it.
An actual lion?
Our little Chesty Lion mascot.
A mascot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was thinking Simba was going to be here or something like that.
No, this is not Siegfried and Roy. This is Lawrence High.
Okay. Well, we'll hear all about that at halftime when we come back. We are at halftime here from Lawrence High School. 21-14 our score with Lawrence trailing Gardner-Edgerton here on FM 101.7, 1320 KLWN. Depend on it. We'll be right back.
Hey, Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. I think this upcoming season is going to be one of the most memorable years in the history of KU football. And I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, as bright as ever with those pearly whites. And we're doing all that winning thanks to my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Not only with the Zoom whitening process I went through last winter, but the twice-a-year checkups with my personal dentist, Dr. Kelly Dummerth, have my smile looking better than ever. So as we're winning games left and right and smiling extra bright, I'm thankful for my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence.
Do you love Lawrence High Chesty Lion football? Join head coach Clint Bowen at Wahlburgers inside Hy-Vee Wednesday, October 9th from 7 to 8 p.m. for Chesty Lion Touchdown Talk. We'll be previewing all things Chesty Lion football as they prepare to take on Olathe East and Olathe South. This is your chance to hear from the head man himself as well as select players from this year's team. Chesty Lion Touchdown Talk. This Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. at Wahlburgers right here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Sigler Pharmacy believes that being a local Lawrence pharmacy means providing personalized healthcare services. Sigler is always striving to make your experience simple and easy. Did you know that Sigler Pharmacy has a new app? From your phone, you can text your pharmacist, manage medication refills, and set reminders. Download it from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Visit SiglerPharmacy.com or stop by any location to learn more. Hives? Yes, sir. I want to hear my favorite programs on KLWN, and they're not on. Perhaps you should try the podcast link on their website, sir. KLWN has podcasts on their website? Indeed, sir. Really? Quite? Actually? Indubitably? Without question or cavil, sir? Oh, so? Rah. Oh, rah. Yes, sir. And where would I find this delightful website, you nice hives, you? KLWN.com, sir. KLWN.com? Quite, sir. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anytime you choose, sir. It's up to me. It's up to you, sir. Rah. Oh, rah. The entire company, sir. According to the record with Kim Murphy. Lovely lady. Sean Kellerman and Daniel Courtright. Rock Chalk Sports Talk. Timeline Radio with Clenice Hill. So knowledgeable. Lawrence Business Magazine with Stephen Herzog. Money, money, money. Just everyone at KLWN.com. Yes, sir. Even Radio for Grown-Ups with Joel Becker. Oh, him. Yes, sir. Well, I suppose it can't be helped. No, sir. Oh, boo.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 101.7 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. We're at halftime as the Chesty Lions take it on Gardner-Edgerton. Trailblazers leading 21-14 as we head down to the field to get entertained by the Lawrence High marching band.
Your marching lions. Mustang Sally was written in 1965 by Sir Matt Rice, but was made popular by Wilson Pickett the following year in 1966. Features our award-winning Palm Squad color guard and our little lions. The Spirit Squad would like to thank the parents of Top Tumble for supporting the Lawrence High Spirit Squad. Parents, please wait until the end of halftime to pick up your little lions up at the south of the end zone. They will not be released until the end of halftime and need to be picked up by a family member.
I'd say it's probably going to be a little bit before they actually get all of these kids out here. So we are going to continue to have the Lawrence High marching band when they get all the kids out. You can't see it, obviously. It's radio, and even for those of you who are watching on KLWN.com and YouTube Live, maybe when you're watching after the fact, you'll be able to see all this, but right now you can't. They're bringing a whole bunch of kids out onto the field to perform with the marching band. And so we'll keep it right here for that, and then eventually we'll have our special guest on. We're just about with everybody on the field right now. In the meantime, you want to throw in some stats?
Yeah, you know, it's been certainly not as huge of a game as what we've seen from the stat column as before, but it's still not that bad. I mean, from a statistic perspective, Banks Bowen 49 yards.
I was going to say, let's get to it because they're going to start playing. We'll get to it when we come back.
All right. Your little lions.
So you think they're done, or you think they got more music to play?
Well, I'm just keeping an eye out for Junior. I've seen Junior, but it looks like the little girls are coming out, so Junior Wed will probably be making her way up here right now. Band will probably be playing another song. But as I was saying, you know,
you can give us your stats now.
Not a lot of rushing yards, but Banks Bowen has come up with 49 yards and a touchdown. Has it been able to complete a few passes with Gabe Wingert picking up 30 yards. Jackson Becker 10 yards, even though he's been targeted about 4 times, and 3 of those times was pass interference. So while Becker, not a lot on the stat sheet, certainly picked up some very, very valuable yards in with the penalties. And then, of course, we had the big, huge 51-yard pass play to Taj Edwards out of the backfield for 51 yards, and Taj had another reception for 4 yards, so Taj gives him 55 yards and a touchdown. So that's it for the stats.
All right, let's go back down to the field for more music for you. Alrighty, so there you go, the marching band and color guard here at Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. We're going to take a break, and hopefully we'll have your special guest for halftime when we come back. Right now, it is it's 21-14 in favor of Gardner-Edgerton. We are at halftime. More of the halftime show coming up after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
People are creatures of habit. You know what I mean? You get up, you get dressed, you barely have time to eat. If you're lucky, you didn't walk out without your cell phone, but you did remember the dry cleaning. In today's busy world, we may or may not have coffee on the way out the door to school or work. Thank goodness for Scotch Dry Cleaners, because Linda knows just how to put that morning smile right on my face when Billy isn't behaving in the back seat. Scotch Dry Cleaners. They are more than just cleaners. They are family. Family owned and operated. 10 locations, Lawrence and Topeka.
Hives? Yes, sir. I want to hear my favorite programs on KLWN, and they're not on. Perhaps you should try the podcast link on their website, sir. KLWN has podcasts on their website. Indeed, sir. Really? Quite? Actually? Indubitably? Without question or cavil, sir? Oh, so? Rah. Oh, rah. Yes, sir. And where would I find this delightful website, you knives hives, you? KLWN.com, sir. KLWN.com? Quite, sir. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anytime you choose, sir. It's up to me. It's up to you, sir. Rah. Oh, rah. The entire company, sir. According to the record with Kim Murphy. Lovely lady. Sean Kellerman and Daniel Courtwright. Rock Chalk Sports Talk. Timeline Radio with Clenice Hill. So knowledgeable. Lawrence Business Magazine with Stephen Herzog. Money, money, money. Just everyone at KLWN.com. Yes, sir. Even Radio for Grown-Ups with Joel Becker. Oh, him. Yes, sir. Well, I suppose it can't be helped. No, sir. Oh, boo.
Do you love Lawrence High Chesty Lion football? Join head coach Clint Bowen at Wahlburgers inside Hy-Vee Wednesday, October 9th from 7 to 8 p.m. for Chesty Lion Touchdown Talk. We'll be previewing all things Chesty Lion football as they prepare to take on Olathe East and Olathe South. This is your chance to hear from the headman himself as well as select players from this year's team. Chesty Lion Touchdown Talk. This Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. at Wahlburgers right here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. I think this upcoming season is going to be one of the most memorable years in the history of KU football. And I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, as bright as ever with those pearly whites. And we're doing all that winning thanks to my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Not only with the Zoom whitening process I went through last winter, but the twice-a-year checkups with my personal dentist, Dr. Kelly Dummerth, have my smile looking better than ever. So as we're winning games left and right and smiling extra bright, I'm thankful for my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence.
Sigler Pharmacy believes that being a local Lawrence pharmacy means providing personalized healthcare services. Sigler is always striving to make your experience simple and easy. Did you know that Sigler Pharmacy has a new app? From your phone, you can text your pharmacist, manage medication refills, and set reminders. Download it from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Visit SiglerPharmacy.com or stop by any location to learn more.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn as the Lawrence High Chesty Lions taking on the Gardner-Edgerton Trailblazers 21-14 for GEHS. And Matt, what do you got to tell us about the new Chesty Lion they wanted to put in this program and all the stuff you were talking about?
Well, we have it. Lawrence High's had a long tradition of having a Chesty Lion mascot, and in our history, we've been through 5. And the one we have right now has Junior Wed thinks it has been here for almost 30 years.
And by that you mean the mascot suit, not the actual person inside of it.
That is correct. The mascot suit. Because, you call it Baby J and Little J, and everybody knows what you're talking about. And Chesties all around the country will know when I'm talking about Chesty, I'm talking about our mascot, Chesty. And so we've had a Chesty Lion mascot for forever. And like I say, I believe we've had the suit for probably, this one here is almost 30 years, if not more. And it is
older than most of the kids.
And it is
double almost.
From what I'm told, it is not pleasant. From here, it looks good. It looks okay, but close up, it's pretty shabby.
Well, I mean, think about
apparently very, very smelly.
Think about 30 years of people, and think about what goes on with a mascot. That all they're doing, and especially this time of year where it's the early part of the season where it's still hot outside and the person's out there jumping around and doing all sorts of stuff. So, I mean, and 30 years worth of sweat that's been put in that thing,
right.
Of course.
And so if you, Junior got caught in the crowd down there and wasn't really able to make it up, but you can find a QR code to help donate. One place you can go is the Class of 1984 Facebook page. I know it's on there, but it's definitely out there in a couple different places. You go to Lawrence High School Athletics, it'll be that QR code will be there.
You're pretty familiar with the Class of '84, aren't you?
I am. Class of '84. We're going to have our big reunion next week, and so that'll be a lot of fun.
This is still 2024, isn't it?
It is. I'll have one of my classmates up here.
Can you believe it's been
halftime
4 years since you've been in high school?
It's pretty sad and pretty. No, I don't like it at all. I've got my 60th birthday coming up in 2 years or a year and a half, and I don't want to even think about that. I mean, I'm getting old, man. I don't like that at all.
Well, it's better than the alternative.
Dying?
Yeah.
I guess. Yes, it is. So, yeah, I'm from a creative standpoint, I hope I'm still young and spry and I'm on my feet and ready to go. Keep up with you. A young man, a year younger than me, something like that?
A couple. A couple years.
All right. But man, I still get fired up for these Chesty Lions, and I think that we're going to see some great stuff here in this second half. They've certainly hung with Gardner-Edgerton. There's no question about that. Scored 7 more points than the last 2 years. I believe last year we only scored 6, year before 7, so love to see him with 14 on the board now.
All right, 21-14 our score. The second half coming up right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Do you love Free State High School football? Join head coach Kevin Stewart at Jefferson's West Wednesday, October 2nd from 7 to 8 p.m. for Firebird 5th quarter. We will be previewing all things Free State football as they prepare to take on Shawnee Mission North and Shawnee Mission Northwest. This is your chance to hear from the head man himself as well as select players from this year's team. Firebird 5th quarter. Wednesday, October 2nd from 7 to 8 p.m. at Jefferson's West. Right here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. The second half opening kickoff was returned back out to about the 22, and there's a Lawrence High Chesty line a little slow in getting up. And I believe that's Jules Guard, actually, who is slow in getting up, and it is Turner Jules Guard, who not sure exactly what happened or what it is that's bothering him. So we have a very early injury delay as we're just underway here in the second half. So what do the Lions need to do here in this second half to, like you said, they are playing with Gardner-Edgerton, but they also, are trailing in the game, and really 3 out of the 4 offensive drives that the Trailblazers had. And keep in mind, again, as much as they use up the clock, they only had 4 drives in the entire half, but they scored touchdowns on 3 of them.
Yes, they did, and looked very, very effective running the ball. Didn't really, they did try to run and had a couple of successful passes, but Lions able to defend the pass a little bit. And he is hobbling coming off the field, is Turner Jules Guard.
Earlier on in the game, we did see Galbraith limping off a little bit, so we'll kind of keep an eye out for that as well. So defensively, the Lions, this Gardner-Edgerton team, like I said, they probably tend to get stronger as the game goes on. 1st and 10 from the 22, and it is a give right up the middle as Padilla will run it. Got to the 25, a pickup of 3, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. So they come out doing exactly what they have been doing all game. This is not really an offense that changes very much. The Trailblazer offense from the flex bone, Powell under center. And a toss, sweep on the left side, Padilla, and a good pursuit that time by the Lions defense, and they were able to stop him after maybe a yard game. It'll set up a 3rd down, and let's call it 6 from the 26.
And again, bringing up 3rd down, that's been a theme of this defense, able to stop them on the first 2. But they have had a lot of 3rd downs, and they've been successful on almost all of them.
So they look over to the sideline on this 3rd and 6 play. Really 3rd and 5, basically. 3rd and a short 6 or a long 5. From under center, it's going to be a keeper. Powell, he was able to get through a hole and get a 1st down up to the 35, maybe 36-yard line.
And the fake was well executed.
Yeah, they do a lot of that. By the way, across town, Free State is actually doing well today, 35-0 over Olathe Northwest. That's a halftime score. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trailblazers opening drive of the second half. They lead at 21-14. 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Under center, Powell. Man in motion, Swaim. They give it up the middle, and Padilla with a big hole. He will gain 9 yards up to about the 44, and it'll be 2nd down and short from there. So obviously this did not happen on that play, but you got to figure that the coaching staff of the Lions tried to impress upon the defense that we need to get them in third and long situation. You need to stop them on those first couple of downs and put them into passing situations.
And not able to do it on that one, bringing up 2nd and 1. Still in Trailblazers territory. Clock is running, 9:30.
So Powell comes under center. The wide out is to the left. And on the play action, he will roll out to the right side. He's got plenty of running room. He is going to pull the out ball down, get across midfield, and inside the 45, we'll see where they mark him out, about the 43 of the Lions. About a 13-yard gain or so. 23-yard gain for Powell. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trailblazers inside Lion territory. Off to a pretty good start here in the second half. Lions led this game on the opening drive and then gave up a couple of touchdowns to make it 14-7, came back to tie it at 14, and now have given up a touchdown on basically the last drive of the half and the opening drive of this half. They're trying to open up a 2-score lead, give to Padilla off right tackle, and he's going to get inside the 40 down to the 36. It's a pickup of about 7, 2nd down and 3. And again, as we were talking about, this is what you don't want to do if you're the Lions defense, is giving them a bunch of short yardage situations. Good as they run the ball. Inside 9 minutes here in the third quarter, just underway in the second half. So they do basically have a tight end on the right side, and then, of course, there's a give to Swaim, his first carry of the half. He was able to break a tackle, got inside the 30 down to about the 27. On 2nd down and 3, he picks up nearly 10 yards. Now, there is a flag down, though, in the backfield, so this one may be coming back.
I almost think that might have been illegal motion, but I don't know. But it was a different look that time as Swain was in motion, and it looked like the quarterback was going to keep it, was holding on Gardner-Edgerton.
Straight offensive holding, so that'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and it'll set up about a 2nd down and, let's say, 13.
And that could have been because of the play that they run, because there's not a lot of trickery, but there was on that one, and that it obviously somebody held a Lion to make that play play be called back.
So the penalty takes them back to the 46. They need the 33, so it'll be 2nd and 13. Again, this is what you hope for if you're the Lions, is long yardage situations. And it's Powell keeping it himself, a little spin move. He breaks a tackle. He is pulled down as he gets inside the 40 near the 35. It's going to set up a 3rd down and short. Pickup of 11, and it'll be 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, bring up 3rd down again, but again, 3rd and short is not your friend here if you're playing against these Gardner-Edgerton Trailblazers.
They come up to the line quickly, although oftentimes they will stop and look back. Under center Powell. And he's able to get the Lions to jump off sides.
To give them a 1st down.
Yep, that will.
That was they've tried it a couple times, I believe, but they that was the only time that it has been effective tonight.
So the front 3 of the Lions jump off sides and give the Trailblazers a 1st down right about the 30-yard line, maybe just inside. It'll be 1st and 10. Opening drive of the half, they've already eaten about 4:15, 4:20 off the clock. And on the 1st down play, right up the middle on that fullback dive, Padilla. And even when the Lions cover it well, he's able to at least get positive yardage. They gave him the 29. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
And, you're obviously, if you're a Lion, you're hoping for a turnover of some kind, but so far it's been a pretty closely held game. Each team has the ball's been on the ground once for each team, but both times they recovered their own fumble.
Man in motion, they fake it to him. Powell, he was able to elude one man, throws down the middle of the field toward the end zone. Incomplete, good defensive play.
Great defensive
to
play.
Break that one up, as it was intended for Snipe, the tight end. And really a good job by the secondary to break that up.
And I'm sorry, I didn't get a number I'd love.
I think it might have been. It might have actually been Parks, Jalen Parks, but I could be wrong.
But whoever it was a great job getting up to that ball and kind of knocking it away from the defender.
Yeah.
It was well defended that time.
So 3rd down and 9, probably in 4-down territory here. Again, Powell tried to see if he couldn't get the Lions to jump off sides, and now he'll look over to the sideline. Flex bone formation.
3 seconds on the shot clock.
Play clock, and they throw it on the near side. And another good defensive play, as that time it was Kelsey, I can tell you, who stuck an arm in and knocked it away from Williams to set up a 4th down.
Can I just call it a play clock? It just makes more sense to me.
Sure.
Being a basketball
shot
town.
Clock.
Shot clock. So, but it is a play clock. A shot clock. Either way, Kelsey, great play by knocking that thing down. Just a perfect timing, perfect defense there by Kelsey.
Looks like they will go for it here, even though they didn't get any yards. 4th down and 9. I mean, the ball's on the 29-yard line.
And I was going to say 3rd down and 9 is really kind of what we've been hoping for.
Yeah.
And they defended it very, very well that time, bringing up 4th and 9.
We'll see if they go to the air here or not. And they do. Straight back to throw. Powell throwing and incomplete.
No flags.
Yeah, he was looking for one. It really looked like Darius Williams was trying to draw it because the play was an uncatchable ball. That was nowhere near him. But he was hoping that he was going to get maybe held up or something, or he could milk himself out of flag, but he didn't get one. So turnover on downs, and the Chesty Lions defense able to get the stop when all was said and done. Half a quarter by, but they still trailing 21-14 will get the football for the first time in the second half.
But, man, a lot of credit to this defensive unit here who had 2 passes in a row with 3rd and long and 4th and long. And our defenders, specifically Kelsey, able to come up great on both of those plays.
Man in motion is Becker. They fake it to him. It's Bowen up the middle as a quarterback draw, and he was able to break off one tackle and get across the 35 to the 36. A nice pickup of 7 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 3. We'll see what the Lions offense can do after a really long layoff.
But I'll tell you what, Banks, that's not a quarterback's. You don't want a quarterback to be sacrificing his body as much as Banks did on that play. Took a lot of hits.
And he'll throw on the far side on the wide receiver screen. It is caught 1st down. That's Wingert on the catch up to the 45-yard line, and a couple of quick plays. And the Chesty Lions moving quick up to the line have 1st and 10 from the 45, from their own 45-yard line. Still got a little over half a quarter to play. They go twins on the left, one on the right. Edwards to the left of Bowen from the shotgun. And he fakes it to Edwards with time. Throws over the middle. Wide open. It's caught. It's Wingert. He's inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line. And the Lions able to move the ball quickly here.
Just a wide open is Wingert right open in the middle of the field. Banks able to get it to him quick. Play developed quick. Banks able to get rid of it. And just a nice pickup. 20 yards. Gabe Wingert.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Lions from the Trailblazer 35, trailing in the game 21-14. This is their opening drive of the second half. And they'll give it to Edwards, trying to get around left tackle, and he was pulled down. It was a nice play. The linebacker, Dewey, came up to make it. He was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play, but still a good defensive play. Again, the Lions moving quickly, and they jump across the line, and it'll be a free 5 yards. So
yes,
I'll tell you
what,
turns out that can you give Taj Edwards 5 yards on that carry?
I really would love to, because you know what? The thing about it is this Gardner-Edgerton team, they defend against the run all week long in practice. They're able to defend against that so well. And Taj is almost like a sitting duck out there every time they give him the ball. That's kind of what it seems like. But we've got a timeout on the field here.
Yeah, Gardner-Edgerton decided to call timeout here. And I would imagine that's a coaching timeout more than anything else.
I would too. They've got to figure some things out because with the stop offensively, I don't think they're used to that very much this year. And here the Lions able to drive on them here a little bit to start this second half.
Right, and I think more than anything else, it was the sort of hurry up that this Lions team is, which we've seen them do a few times of the first couple games of the season, but in this particular situation, I think it's really caught the Trailblazers a little off guard. You could tell they were kind of not really sure what to do. And, that time they were jumping off sides because they were just in such a hurry to try and get up to the line and so on and so forth. So I think their coaching staff felt like they needed to just slow things down for a second here.
And I think you're right. Lions been successful here on a couple passes, and certainly with Banks Bowen running the ball. But they're going to keep on giving it to Taj because you keep that option open. They still have to worry about Taj Edwards because he is a formidable running back when he gets free.
Right, he can always break one. 2nd down and 5, man in motion is Wingard, and they'll throw near side. It's Jackson Becker who makes the catch. He'll get a first down. The ball did come out, but it was after the play was already over. I think they're going to give him around the 25, maybe the 24. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions from there. Again, they get up to the line pretty quickly.
So 7 yards on the play by Becker, adding to his total a little bit.
Bowen from the pistol, and now they'll look over toward the sideline. So sometimes they'll run the play quickly and do that hurry up. Sometimes they will get a call, and Bowen moves people around just a little bit. Twins on the right side. And back to throw is Banks Bowen, throwing on the left side. It is caught on the diving catch over near the sideline by Jackson Becker. Down to the 15-yard line, pickup of 10. I think that they'll be a little shy of maybe 9 because it'll be 2nd down and really 1 or 2 from there. No relation, by the way. That's my one time of the game.
You could have done it earlier.
Low snap, and they give it to Edwards, and this play is not going to work. I don't know if it would have worked or not, but the low snap really pretty much guaranteed it wasn't going to.
Yeah.
So it'll be 3rd down and short.
And,
it's a good job for Banks to pull that off the ground and at least make the handoff.
And right before those 2 catches by Becker, I was going to say, with all the targets he's had downfield, you've got to think that you might go short to Becker because they will not be expecting that, and that's what happened those last 2 times. But great catch by Becker for that 9-yard pickup on 1st down, bringing up 3rd down on 2, maybe a short 2.
From the shotgun, rolling to the right side is Bowen. He will throw on the right side. It's caught inside the 10, down about the 7-yard, maybe 6-yard line.
Yeah, Gabe Wingard.
And Wingard, made the catch. By the way, I do believe Julesgaard was in the play, that last play. We were curious whether or not he had, was okay after the injury. Seems like he is. So 1st and goal for the Lions. From the shotgun, Twins on the left, 1 man on the right. Edwards is to the right of Bowen, who gives some instructions to his line and steps back in the shotgun on 1st and goal. Working on a long count, takes the snap, option play to the left side, and he's going to keep it himself. He was double teamed and knocked down for a loss, probably about the 8-yard line, loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. Clock is down to 3:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. 21-14 remains our score. It is what the halftime score was, so we've played nearly 9 minutes. Scoreless here in the 2nd half so far. 2nd and goal for the Lions. Twins on the right this time. Wingback is on the left along with a wideout. And Edwards to the right of Bowen. Man in motion. And they'll roll to the right side. Bowen is looking. Bowen was able to elude 1 man, and he will throw it away out of the back of the end zone.
Wow, and he probably could have thrown it more towards the center of the end zone, and that might have had a chance. But just wisely, Banks just tossing it away. And probably a much smarter play for him to throw it away than go for the TD. But 3rd down and goal.
3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. I don't know if they're really in 2-down territory here or not. I mean, you're down by a touchdown, so obviously you'd love to tie the game. We'll see what they decide to do. As Bowen drops back in the shotgun with Twins on the right, 1 on the left. Edwards is to his left. Takes the snap, fakes to Edwards. He's looking to the left. Now he'll roll to the right side. He's getting a rush. He comes back to the left. Needs to get rid of the ball. Big hit. And he gets inside the 7. And, boy, I tell you what.
There is a flag on the field, and I think that's going to be holding on the Lions. So he was able to pick up 2 on the play, but it's going to be negated by probably a lengthy
Well, that's what I was going to say. If it's from the spot of the foul, which was about the 16 or so, that would actually make it 3rd and goal from about the 26.
But no indication yet.
Well, they're talking.
The reason why is on the Lions.
Yeah, the reason why is they're trying to find out from the Gardner-Edgerton coaching staff if they want to take this penalty or not. Because again, you have the option of making it a 4th down because he did go out of bounds about the 7, and so it'd be 4th and goal from the 7, or it would be 3rd and goal, but it is going to be much further back, assuming that it is indeed holding.
And I will tell you, if I were the Gardner-Edgerton, I'd go ahead and take the down because
I think they're going to take the penalty. But we'll see.
It's taking a long time to get this call.
They're calling it a personal foul.
Oh, my.
It was on that hit, actually. So it's Bailey Johnson who has gotten nailed for the personal foul. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty, and they're putting it down to the 23-yard line. So it is still 3rd and goal, though. So 3rd and 23, basically. And they've got potentially 2 plays to get it closer or into the end zone. Trips on the right side. Twins on the left, empty backfield. Bowen looks back toward the sideline. Clock stopped with 2:33 to go in the 3rd quarter. 21-14 in favor of Gardner-Edgerton. Back to throw Bowen with time. Now he'll roll to the left side. He needs to get rid of the ball, but instead he just runs out of bounds at the 25.
And interesting, because he had trips to the far side, you'd think that that's where he would be rolling or looking, but instead elects to come to the near side, and there was just absolutely nothing there at all.
Well, and I don't know what you do here. I mean, I don't think they can kick a field goal from 42
there's no
yards
way.
out.
No, they can't. They have to go for it.
So it was an interesting choice to run out of bounds the way he did. Now they're having another discussion with the officials. I don't know what this is all about.
Wyatt Hendricks.
They're flying.
Flag.
Yeah, they're throwing a flag. That whatever they were discussing, I don't know if it was some sort of like a sideline violation. No, it's intentional grounding they're calling.
What?
He must have thrown it at the very end of that. So that's actually going to make it even worse. I mean, he was basically at the line of scrimmage when he ran out of bounds, but he must have thrown the ball. He was probably trying to save the 2 yards that he ran out of bounds behind, but the penalty is 5 yards from there, so it's going to move the ball back to the 30-yard line and the loss of downs. So it's 4th and goal from the 30. They may almost be at the point where you'd go ahead and punt it away here.
Well, I'll tell you what, at 2 minutes, I'm going to mark this because at 3 minutes to go in this quarter, I want to go back and look at the video because this is all very confusing, these last 2 plays.
They are going for it. Empty backfield for Bowen. Trips on the right, Twins on the left. Back to throw Banks. He's got time. He steps up, rolls to the right side, needs to get rid of it. He's going to run it himself. It'll be down the far sideline, hit and tackle as he got to about the 10. So that works just as well as a nice little coffin corner punt does. It'll be a turnover on downs, but the Trailblazers will have pretty poor field position about their own 10-yard line. The only negative to that from the Lions' perspective is that, they're such a good running team. It's not like they're going to be throwing out of their own end zone from here. They're going to be probably trying to move forward. Now, hopefully, though, the last time they had, field position inside the 10, the Lions defense did come up with a stop. They didn't stop them on 3 and out or anything, but they did get a stop. So that's what you're hoping for. Anytime you got 90 yards to go, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. So we'll see what they do. 2:12 to go, 3rd quarter. Trailblazers on top, 21-14. Coming out in their standard flex bone. Padilla behind Powell. Swaim is to the right and Vandelberg to the left, and they give it to Padilla right up the middle. He was able to break the initial line of scrimmage and get to about the 20, or I should say the 14-yard line. So that'll be a pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6. So they really give him basically 5 yards on that. So call it 2nd and 5 from just shy of the 15-yard line. This time Vandenberg's on the right side. Swaim on the left. And again, it's Padilla on the quick give, and he's going to get a first down across the 20. So 2 plays in the sticks move, and they're basically out of their own end zone.
And you wonder how much kind of air that takes out of the wind of the offense. Clint's over there talking to all the guys, lining them up. You love to know what he's talking about because a nice drive, it just comes up short.
Yeah, well, it was stalled out, and of course, it's unfortunate because the hit that really caused that by Bailey Johnson, who he got his unsportsmanlike, or I should say his unnecessary roughness penalty. Sometimes you feel like in sports, especially high school sports, as it is a fake to Padilla and Powell keeps it himself. Quarterback keeper across the 30 to about the 32. So sometimes you feel like in high school sports that sometimes guys will get penalized for hitting somebody too hard. Because I don't know that he really did anything illegal there. It was a big hard hit, and you could even make the argument that it wasn't really necessary for it to be the kind of hit that it was. And so, that is the call, unnecessary roughness.
And you wonder what they're going to do, run one more play, and then they'll definitely let the clock run out. As that's how they've been playing this all game long. Go take her into the fourth quarter.
And Powell on the fake keeps it himself off left side. He's got a big hole. He gets across midfield, spun down as he gets into Lion territory about the 47-yard line. Let's see, it looks like they're going to give him the 46. They are going to stop the clock to move the chains, but there's 10 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And I would imagine, we'll see here if they elect to try to run another play, but my feeling is no, is they will not do that. As Lions rush on the field and rush off as they're changing personnel.
5 seconds left, and they're looking back at the So that's going to do it. The third quarter comes to an end, and no scoring in the entire third quarter of play. So we have not made any changes from 21-14, the halftime score. But we'll see what happens the last 12 minutes of football coming up here from Lawrence High. Certainly the Lions very much in this game. 21-14 our score. Fourth quarter around the corner here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Hey, Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. I think this upcoming season is going to be one of the most memorable years in the history of KU football. And I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, as bright as ever with those pearly whites. And we're doing all that winning thanks to my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Not only with the Zoom whitening process I went through last winter, but the twice-a-year checkups with my personal dentist, Dr. Kelly Dummerth, have my smile looking better than ever. So as we're winning games left and right and smiling extra bright, I'm thankful for my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Back live at Lawrence High School, Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. It is the Chesty Lions and Gardner-Edgerton Trailblazers with Gardner-Edgerton on top 21-14, 12 minutes of football left to go here. The Trailblazers with the football, 1st and 10 on the Lions' 46-yard line. Lions defense needs to come up with a stop here. From the flex bone, man in motion, and they give it to Padilla. He breaks a tackle up the middle, a nice little shoestring tackle that time by Parks to save that from getting any worse, but it is a pickup on the play.
Well, and you think nice stop by the Lions right at the line of scrimmage, because there were 4 of them, and he was plowing through 4 of them. You thought that they were going to be able to bring him down, and they just weren't. He was able to kind of take a step back, get around him, and get up and be able to gain those 3 or 4 yards there on first down. But thanks to Jalen for stopping him.
Has been a workhorse. Picked up 4, 2nd and 6. They come out again in that standard flex bone with Van Lindbergh on the left, Swaim on the right, and Padilla behind Powell, who gets the call again. And this time they don't let him go.
No, they do not.
And he was able to be actually knocked down back for a slight loss on the play, maybe a half a yard or so. And we get that 3rd and long we've been looking for all day, a 3rd and about 8 with the ball on the Lion 44.
Right. Nice stop there by the line. And they were able to push him back right away and then did not let him get away that time and able to bring him back. And Nice play by the line. Again, bring up 3rd down and long. This is what we kind of wanted, had it on the last drive. This is what stalled the last drive, and we had them 3rd and long.
So we'll call it 3rd and 7 with the ball on the 43. Man in motion, Swaim. They toss it to Padilla, and he's able to bounce off one tackle and then fell down as he got to the 40-yard line. He was actually inside the 40, so they'll give him forward progress to the 39. It's going to set up a 4th down, 4th and about 3 from there. We'll see where they actually put the ball down.
Jalen Parks again on the stop. So a couple crucial plays here by Jason.
There's a flag down.
Oh, that's going to go against Gardner-Edgerton.
They're backing up, so I think this is going to be an illegal block in the back was the call in this one. So it essentially works the same as a hold, but it's from the spot of the foul, which was way back,
downfield.
Yeah.
Downfield a little bit, but either way, brings up 3rd down again, this time even longer.
Yep, so 3rd and about 13 as the ball is on the Lion 49. You know, a lot of times in this situation, you never know. Gardner-Edgerton could just as easily run out of this or pass. They've done both today. Powell under center. Takes the snap and rolls to the right side. He's being chased on the play. He's going to get around one man, and he's caught from behind, pulled down. The ball comes loose at the very end of the play.
They're going to call him down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was down, but they didn't immediately stop play. He's going to get forward progress. Let's see where they put the ball down. About the 42.
But you like what happened there.
It was
Andrew
Foster
Nelson
who caught him from behind eventually.
And Andrew Nelson was in on that play as well, able to make that stop. But nice job by Devin Foster. Not able to catch him in the backfield, but able to slow him. He was slowed down by another Lion, and Foster able to pick it up and bring him down. 4th down.
It's punting formation, and Powell, the quarterback, punts, and it is going to go out of bounds inside the 10. Let's see where they mark it, right around the 10, I would imagine. So they're going to mark it at the 9. So when all is said and done, again, the Lions defense did manage to come up with a stop. They basically took the ball from their own 10-yard line and give the ball back to the Lions on their own 9-yard line.
Well, you got to love the stop. I don't like the spot of the ball because I'll tell you what, the ball landed probably, it seemed like it was 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage, never touching the ground. And like the 6-yard line, I can't imagine why it's at the 10. To me, that should have been at the 15-yard line at least.
Well, obviously, as you know, it's wherever it went out of bounds. They decided it went out near the 10-yard line, about the 9. Bowen. He'll come out for this drive, again, from their own. And, of course, one of the big differences is the Lions have had a lot harder time running the ball, but their short passing game the last drive was actually pretty effective. Twins are on the right side. Edwards moves to the left. They look that way, and they throw. It's Wingard who makes the short catch on a little quick slant, or really almost a hook pattern that time. He'll get across the 15 to about the 16, maybe 17. It'll be a pickup of 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4. Actually, let's call it 2nd and 3.
Yeah, it almost looks like they're giving him close to 8 yards on that pickup.
Almost.
And but we'll take it.
Bowen throws far side. He's got Becker. It is caught and across the 35. And using his height that time to his advantage. And excuse me, that was Wingard who made the catch. And gets all the way out to the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, and the Lions, just like the Trailblazers, are able to get from their own end zone at least. Clock's starting to become a factor. 8:15 left to go, regulation time. Lions trailing in the game by a touchdown, 21-14. Back to throw. And throwing near side. This time it is caught. Did he get his feet in bounds? It goes all as Wingard who made the catch.
Again.
Knocks over a table.
I mean, with his head. That's
why you wear a helmet.
I mean, my goodness, that was very scary from up here because it looked like He went down. Right, his face mask hit that.
Yeah,
the table.
Popped right back up. He's obviously okay.
He did, but it looked like it jerked his neck.
Into Trailblazer territory, 1st and 10 Lions from the 48. And it's Bowen. He's going to keep it himself up the middle. Breaks the tackle. He'll get inside the 40, down to about the 39-yard line. Pickup of 9 on the play, as Banks Bowen has called his own number a lot more in this game than has been the case the first couple for the Lions.
Well, and Banks, a taller kid, probably a little bit more girth to him than Taj Edwards.
No question.
But that's definitely what has been the deciding factor with the run here, certainly with a couple of these longer ones. 9 yards on that pickup, and that was all Banks. I mean, he kept on getting – he was hit many times to get those 9 yards.
You take a shot here on 2nd down and 1?
I think you take a shot to get the first down, but we'll see.
It's a quarterback draw, and he will get a first down and more inside the 30, still on his feet, down inside the 25, knocked down out of bounds at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Lions at the red zone, as Banks Bowen once again able to use his feet to create some offense for the Chesty Lions.
19-yard pickup there by Banks.
Clock stopped on the out-of-bounds play with 7:07 left to go in regulation time.
You did think he was maybe thinking about a long play, but I think he saw that hole open up pretty quick and say, hey, I'll take the 19 yards. That's pretty darn good on 2nd and 1.
I think it was a straight called quarterback draw. And he throws near side. It is caught. And this time it's Galbraith. Good to see he's back in the lineup. And hit pretty much immediately after he catches it at the 13. It'll be 2nd down from there, 2nd and about 2. Let's make it 2nd and 3, as they really only give him the 13. Well, they need to get to maybe just inside the 10. So a long 2 or a short 3. Bowen from the shotgun. Has twins on the left, 1 on the right. Edwards is to his left from the shotgun formation. On 2nd and about 2. Takes the snap. He'll swing it out to Edwards, trying to get around the edge, and he will get positive yards, close to a first down. He'll probably be shy by about a half a yard. He needed the 10 and got to about the 10.5. He was chased on the play by Kindler. Was able to beat him, but there were other Trailblazers over there able to corral him in. So it'd be 3rd down and really a foot or so.
And with as spread out as that Gardner-Edgerton defense is, you'd think that they'd have an opportunity up the middle with Banks. See what they do here.
They will give it to Edwards, and he's hitting the backfield, tries to push forward.
Oh, my.
He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll be 4th down. They're going to bring a jumbo package in here, I would think.
And very interesting that they you would think that they might have even just let as much damage as they let Banks take already. You wonder why they didn't just let Banks take the damage again.
So Edwards comes out for the 4th down play. They've got a lot of big bodies up front. Bowen, they may call timeout here. I think they will.
That's what they're doing. And
5:10 left to go regulation time. 4th down and about a yard.
It's a big 4th down. It's a big
You
play.
think?
Yeah, it's a big play coming up. And on that last play, what also could have happened, and I was kind of surprised it didn't, is Banks, if he would have gotten up there and gotten into the pile, he might have been able to force Taj forward a little bit, because it really was one-on-one.
Yeah, and he tried to push. I mean, I give credit to Taj for
Absolutely.
just pushing forward as hard as he could.
It was like Taj was running the sled.
On those sorts of plays, I never like the single option situation. In other words, where whether it's a dive up the middle like that or anything else, I always like when a team has at least 2 options. In other words, when a quarterback sees what's going on and he can either pick one or the other.
Well, they're going with the jumbo package here. The Lions are going to try to man them up. I think that maybe there's something that they think that they can do it and get this 1 yard, because this is really, really important. Taj Edwards not in this play.
So man is in motion, and it's going to be Bowen. He was hitting the backfield, and he is not going to get it.
Wow.
It's just too much penetration that the Trailblazers have been able to get all game. It was Caleb Dewey who came in, and we've called his name a couple of times, number 23 on the Trailblazers, who has gotten pretty good penetration. He's not been the only one, though. And so, the thing is, in their case, they've got a pretty good front three, do the Trailblazers, and then they have this linebacking core that is extremely fast. And what usually ends up happening is it's not that front three that gets the penetration. It's they see how it's going, and then one of those linebackers finds an empty gap and shoots it. And that's been going on all game.
And you would think now that they're just going to try to run 5 minutes off the clock, and they can do it. I mean, this is a talented group from Gardner-Edgerton.
And it is Powell running it himself on the first down play, and he gets a first down. Moore breaks a tackle. He's off to the races at midfield, being chased down inside the 40, down to about the 33 as he goes out of bounds. And I tell you what, Braven Powell, that was a huge run for the Trailblazers on that first down. They were way back in their own end. But now they are even threatening to add further points, and even a field goal would pretty much
would seal it. And
yeah.
Now that was Curry who caught up to him. He did look like he was 4 yards away from any Lion, but Ethan Curry able to close the gap and push him out of bounds. Otherwise, that would have been 6 points right there, and that would have been pretty much put the nail in the coffin for the Lions. But
it may eventually end up having done that anyway, just under 5 minutes, and now we're going to get a timeout by Gardner-Edgerton because they just didn't really like whatever it is they saw.
And stop the clock there. So, yeah.
The clock was already stopped, 4:54 left to go as he had run out of bounds on the play, but still, I think the play clock had gotten down pretty low by the time they called the timeout. But, if you're Lawrence High here, that was, I suppose if you want to look on, silver linings on things, you could say at least it's harder for them to have a long sustained drive if they only have 30 yards to go now. So hopefully, obviously you're still wanting to get a stop if you're the Lions defense.
Turnover, and that's exactly what the Lions defense.
Yeah, you don't really need a turnover yet. It's not one of those things where you're desperate for. There's still 5 minutes to go, and you still have 2 timeouts. So, if you can get a stop here, you don't even need a stop on this particular set of downs. It'd be nice, but if you don't get one, then, you'll still be okay time-wise. You're only down by a touchdown. What you can't do is give up any points here. Although, again, if you do, even if they were to score on this next play, then you've got lots of time to get back on offense. So we'll see what happens as they come back out for what is now a 1st and 10 play from the Lion 33. Under center, Powell. He's going to run it to the right side off right tackle. Had a nice lead block. And he gets down to the 26. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as they get about an 8-yard gain on that play. Clock running now with 4:40 left to go. As we hit about 9 o'clock, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Lawrence High Chesty Lion football.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it.
So 2nd down, and let's call it 3. The ball is at the 26, and they need about the 23. Under center, Powell from the flex bone. He will again roll to the right side, gets across right tackle. He'll get a first down and more into the red zone down inside the 20 at about the 17 or so. 1st and 10 coming up here for the Trailblazers. Clock is stopped to move the chains, but it'll get going again with 4:02 left to go. It was a 1-point game last week for the Trailblazers. The Lions were trying to keep that up, but unfortunately couldn't come up with a 4th and 1 play. And now the Trailblazers trying to go the other direction on 1st and 10. And again, it's Powell keeping it up the middle, big hole. He's inside the 5, down inside the 3, still on his feet, into the end zone, touchdown. Touchdown Trailblazers as Powell goes 16 yards to get the score. And for the first time in the game, a team has a more than one score lead in it. Unfortunately, there's only 3:29 left to go, and it's 27-14 for the Trailblazers. Honey for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up, high, long, and it is good. 3:29 left to go, regulation time. The Lions have their work cut out for them. When they get the kickoff, they'll be trailing by 2 scores with 3.5 minutes left to go when we come back here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Do you love Lawrence High Chesty Lion football? Join head coach Clint Bowen at Wahlburgers inside Hy-Vee Wednesday, October 9th from 7 to 8 p.m. for Chesty Lion Touchdown Talk. We'll be previewing all things Chesty Lion football as they prepare to take on Olathe East and Olathe South. This is your chance to hear from the head man himself as well as select players from this year's team. Chesty Lion Touchdown Talk. This Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. at Wahlburgers right here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
I thought you said the next touchdown talk was going to be at your place, not Wahlburgers.
It is going to be at my place.
Okay. Well, they're going to have to fix that then, aren't they?
They are going to have to fix that.
Okay.
Yes, it's
so
my place.
Don't go to Wahlberg. Don't go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Yep, this Wednesday night. That also happens to be burger night, so you can get a very inexpensive burger. Tuesday night is steak night at 23rd Street Brewery.
Yeah, it's nice to see you got a steak back on the menu.
Yeah, and it's really good.
Honey's kick goes into the end zone for a touchback, and so 80 yards away just to make it a one-score game for the Lions. Now, the thing is there's still 3.5 minutes left to go. They still have 2 timeouts, and you're on offense. You know, you don't want to go into panic mode here. Because you
need to score pretty quick.
Well, you do, but on the other hand, the Lions have shown that they can, get the big play. But they also seem to be a lot more effective when they've been doing some of the shorter plays. And again, so
and then try to make something happen.
Right, and go out of bounds when when it's not there, and so on. You don't have to score a 14-point touchdown right now. It's
But they are giving the Lions a little bit of room.
So back to throw Bowen. He fakes one way, now rolls to his right. He's got no one to throw to.
No one.
And finally throws it away in the general vicinity of Price, but it'll be incomplete.
Price was coming back, and that was the only option he would have had he elected to go ahead and throw it forward to Price, who would have probably caught it right about the first down marker and then been able to get out. But elects to throw it away, 2nd down 10. Clock stopped at 3:21 to go in this game.
So that play took 9 seconds or 8 seconds. Back to throw Bowen. With time, throws down the field, and it is intercepted. Picked off. It was looking for Jackson Becker. It's all the way back at the 23-yard line. And it was Dugan, the free safety, Jansen Dugan, who basically, he threw it up for grabs, and Dugan was in a better position to make the play.
Just better, because Becker was, they were neck and neck, and Dugan at that point they both became wide receivers because they both saw the ball, they both knew where it was going, and Dugan was just in a slightly better position to make the catch. Otherwise, it would have been either one of them.
I don't exactly mind taking your shot, but at the same time, he threw into double coverage. That was probably not the best choice for Banks Bowen to make it that particular time because, again, you don't have to do that right now. Now it's going to be a problem, though. 3:11 left to go, and they give it to Padilla up the middle. He breaks through, and off to the races he goes. He was tripped up. It was a touchdown-saving tackle. And the man who made it is actually slow in getting up. I think it may be Parks, but no, I take that back. It was Webb, Adric Webb, who saved a touchdown, but he got all the way up to midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trailblazers. Just under 3 minutes left to go.
Clock is running, 2:51:49.
So they'll come up to the line. Milk as much as they can. Back to throw, and throwing far side incomplete. He was looking for Williams, who was wide open, and he missed him.
Well, he stopped running, and there was a Lion in the vicinity, and I thought that he was going to come up and make it. Was Ben Marker, I believe, was down there.
It's amazing to me that they actually threw that ball in this situation. Now, granted, they do have a 2-touchdown cushion here, but why would you take that chance as good as a running team as they are?
And stop the clock.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10.
Across town, Free State's leading 42-7.
Yeah. And it'll be a give to Padilla up the middle. He's able to run off left tackle. Got up near the 45. I think they're only going to give him the 46. So it'll be a pickup of 4 and set up a 3rd down and 6. Clock will stay running. Now, I think the Lions may call timeout here. Which, again, it's their 2nd timeout that leaves them 1 left. But you pretty much have to at this point. You hope for a stop here on 3rd down. If they do get one, I imagine they would kick it away here. Earlier in the game, they weren't always doing that, but I think now they would with the 28-14 lead. So the Lions in this game actually led to start things off 7-0 on the opening drive. Gave up a couple of touchdowns to make it 14-7 and came back and tied it, but they've given up 14 unanswered since then. Only 1 touchdown scored in this second half, though. It was 21-14 going into halftime. We now have 2.5 minutes left to go in the game, or in regulation time, I guess I should say. And there was only the 1 score in this second half for either team. All right, so after the timeout, 3rd down and let's say 6, and it's going to be Powell. He's got a bunch of running room. He'll get a 1st down, and once he gets the 1st down, he'll take a knee. At the 39, smart play for Powell. There's only 1 timeout left, so at this point, I think that pretty well puts the nail in the coffin. They might be able to get the ball back, but it's going to be extremely difficult to get 2 touchdowns by the time they do get it back.
Right. And Gardner-Edgerton, they will just run as much clock as they can.
Now you need that turnover.
now you have to have the turnover if you want any chance at all, but they won't put them probably will not be putting in a position to make a turnover.
Well, I wouldn't imagine so.
And at this point, they're going to run it down all the way. It's under 5 seconds right now is the play clock.
Man in motion. I think they're going to call that a illegal shift or a false start.
Which actually will stop the clock,
yeah,
which helps the Lions, but
so it'll be called a false start. It was Van Lindbergh who actually went to go in motion and then stopped and went back down, and that was why they called that a false start as opposed to. So they are going to keep the clock stopped at 1:50. It will start on the sap, the umpire just said.
And as most people in this area are interested in the Royals ended up losing.
Spoiler alert.
Do I want a spoiler alert?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just in case anybody was like taping it at home or something.
Well, it's they've lost the game 3-0 to the Atlanta Braves tonight.
So what you need to find out is what happened in Minnesota, because they're losing from what I hear.
Minnesota is losing. That's right.
So give up the middle. Padilla, he breaks it, and he's going to go into the end zone all the way for a touchdown. You know, the funny thing is that, I mean, obviously it's going to eventually be good for the Trailblazers. They got the 21-point lead, but in reality, that actually opens the door for the Chesty Lions where it really wasn't before. They really could have ended the game, and by scoring, technically they're giving the Lions the possibility of going on offense. Where if you get a touchdown, you kick it onside kick or whatever. I don't think it's going to make any difference as it turns out, but extra point by Honey is up, and it is good. So 1:41 left to go.
At the very least, the Lions will bring out their number 1 team, and you would think that Gardner-Edgerton would bring out their second I don't
team,
know. Maybe get some other players. Well, why wouldn't you, though? With a minute 41, the final of this game is out.
Well,
I mean, there's no question about that.
Again, like I said,
they're not going to bring out their number one players.
I wouldn't bet on that. Now, again, the key to it is you don't want the score differential to be more than 13. That's where it makes a difference. And so they can give up a touchdown without that happening. Of course, the Lions learned a couple weeks ago that putting out your twos too early can actually lead to a problem with that particular side of things. But like I said, the thing is, you never know if there's a minute 41 left to go, and if they, for example, let's say they run this back for a touchdown and get an onside kick or something like that. They actually could put it into a save. I mean, it's a lot to ask for. You're not expecting any of that to happen. But, like I said, if Padilla just goes down and doesn't run it into the end zone, then they most likely run out the clock, and they've already got that 14-point lead. Now, when all is said and done, it's actually, assuming that this game ends around like this, 35-14 or 35-21, as the kick from Honey will go into the end zone for a touchback. It's going to be one of those things that's going to make this look like a more lopsided game than it really was to people who just look at the score.
Right, which is pretty close to where it has been the last 2 years. Except the Lions were able to score an extra touchdown this year versus last year. So let's see here what they're coming out with, and I already see a couple of their number ones out there.
Yeah, I'm not. It doesn't surprise me at all. It's pretty much all their number ones that are still in this game.
Snipe, I do not see Snipe out there.
Not for this play anyway. Back to throw is Bowen. He will roll to the left side. Still time. He'll throw far side and incomplete through the arms of his intended receiver. I'm assuming it was Wingert. It'll be 2nd and 10. It was Wingard. Minute 33 left to go. So they'll come out. Bowen rolls to his left. He'll pull up. Now he rolls out to the right side. He's going to keep it himself across the 25-30 and runs out of bounds as he gets a first down. At the 32-yard line, it'll be another 12 yards to the running stats of Banks Bowen. Clock stopped with 1:24 left to go. Lions do have one timeout left. So, 1st and 10 from their own 32. Twins on either side. Bowen from the shotgun with Edwards to his left. He'll take the snap and straight back to throw. Throwing near side, it's caught and stayed in bounds. Was hit a little bit at the end of the play. That was Jules Guard, I believe, on the catch. No, I take it back. That was Price on the catch, excuse me. And they work quickly, 2nd down and 2. Takes the snap, back to throw. Bowen looking near side again. It is caught again and trying to go out of bounds, but...
And he does.
Yep, just barely got the ball out of bounds was Price. It'll move the chains. Ball's up at about the 48-yard line of the Lions. 1st and 10. Clock stopped with 54.6 seconds left to go. Same formation, although now Wingard is going to swap places to the far side slot. Back to throw Bowen. 3-man rush. They throw. It is caught and hit and tackled about the 45. Clock will continue to run. That was it was Parks on the catch. Too far away from the sideline to be able to get out of bounds. They do have the one timeout, but they're not taking it. Trips on the right side, back to throw Bowen. He was looking left, steps up, throws across the middle, incomplete.
And almost a hit,
it was
hit
Price.
On a defenseless player.
He really
There it is. There's the flag, and I expected that because he was a defenseless player out there, and he got nailed in the back.
In the back. Couldn't see it coming was the thing about that. And also not necessary. The ball was not really catchable. It was too highly thrown too high. Now they're having a discussion now. It was a late flag. Sometimes they do decide to pick these up after the fact, but I think they're gonna enforce this one.
Because I mean, in all honesty, I was expecting maybe him to be laying down and not getting up too quick. But.
Well, he took a few seconds to get up, but he did finally pop up and run off. They called it unsportsmanlike conduct, not a late hit, interestingly.
From the spot of the foul. Well, they called from the spot of the foul, but that's not how.
Yeah, and that's not what you do. You can't put that from the spot of the foul.
But it is a 15-yard
Yeah, it is a 15-yard penalty, and so with that, the yardage results in a first down, which will put the ball on the 30-yard line of the Trailblazers.
28 seconds to go. Lions trailing, but trying to get trailing big, 21 points, but trying to get a last-minute touchdown here.
If they can, they throw it across, and it is caught by Wingard. He needs to get out of bounds. Boy, he was hit at the last second. Did he get out of bounds? I know they stopped the clock to move the chains. It's inside the red zone at about the, 17-yard line. And we'll see if they put the clock in motion when they put it. They did not. 18.7 seconds left.
They're not starting the clock.
Yeah, so they did rule he went out of bounds. Bowen from the shotgun. Back to throw. He's looking. Now he'll step up. He was hit from behind, and he is. There's a flag at the very end of the play, so they're going to stop the clock with 10.9 seconds. I wonder if there's a face mask, perhaps, or a horse collar.
The way he came down, it seemed like he was jerked down, which would lead you to believe it was a horse collar or a face mask. So clock is stopped with 10.9 seconds. The outcome of this game has been decided. It's just whether or not the Lions will be able to score a last-second touchdown.
So we'll get the call.
Gardner-Edgerton doesn't seem to be happy, so you've got to think that this is on them, but no signal given yet.
It'll be half the distance to the goal. Oddly enough, it actually will remain first down, so it'll be like first and short. Not that it really matters at this point.
Still discussing it.
I'm waiting to see what the actual call is. It is clearly on Gardner-Edgerton, taking it half the distance to the goal, down to about the 8-yard line. It is a face mask call. So 10.9 seconds left to go. First and actually, technically, it's 1st and 1. With the ball on the 8-yard line, they can get a first down without getting a touchdown. It's not 1st and goal, it's 1st and 1. And so this, again, the down remains first down.
10 seconds left in this game.
Yep, Bowen's looking over to the sideline to get the play. He'll drop back into the shotgun with Edwards to his left. Takes the snap, looking left side. He'll throw left side. It is caught. Touchdown. Touchdown, Lions. And now
now we've got a little fight breaking out, and everybody's going in there.
Extracurriculars. And, boy, half of the Gardner-Edgerton team comes over to the area, which is not a good thing. The coaches were able to keep them from getting to there. I never did catch for sure exactly who made that catch, by the way. It was Parks, I think. Jalen Parks, perhaps?
They say it's Jalen Parks. And now there's another flag that looks like it might be on Gardner-Edgerton. And there were...
it's interesting because they picked up...
Well, all the Lawrence High coaches were getting the Lion players off the field. That's why they were over there. We'll see. They're going to get this all sorted out. But Banks Bowen is the last player to be coming off the field, but Clint Bowen had been walking out, and it'll be fun to watch on video to see all this, because I was watching all over the court, or the field, to try to see exactly who caught the ball, which we believe it was Jalen Parks who got the touchdown for the Lions. So nice touchdown. This game is ending up a little bit more weird than the game itself, because ultimately, I mean, with 5 minutes left to go in this game, the outcome was uncertain.
Sure.
I mean, Lions were driving. They were close to the scoring, which would have tied it up. But the whole thing just kind of came unraveled at that point. Couple scores by Gardner-Edgerton. We come back. We get a score to make the differential a little bit closer. But then the mayhem that happened out on the field. So they're going to get it cleared up. Hopefully we'll be able to let you know what is going to happen as a result, but they haven't been able to kick the extra point yet.
Right.
That's still
or make the try. There's not really any good reason to go for two here, because in the best case, well, I mean, again, what you're looking for is, if possible, there's that, the plus 13 or minus 13 is what you're trying to avoid. But kicking an extra point would make it a 14-point game, and a 2-point would make it a 13-point game. So it doesn't really matter either way. You still got that same score differential.
So while we thought it was going to be a relatively short game, it ended up being about a normal game.
Yeah. It should have been short.
Right, but the last couple. Okay, so we do have a personal foul offense. Unsportsmanlike conduct on us.
It was
and
on
the defensive head coach.
Did they say something about anybody getting disqualified at the very end there? Was that coach ejected? I'm not sure.
No, but I believe when a coach gets an unsportsmanlike conduct, that there are consequences that come with that.
I thought for a minute that he gave one of those disqualification signals.
Well, we'll talk to the guys down the road.
All of it, of course, happened after the play, so the
Yes.
touchdown does count, in case anybody was wondering. Because it turned out to be offsetting penalties as far as on both sides, so the extra point is going to be at the same spot as it would have been anyway. And they are in kicking formation here, Noah. Richardson's out. So Bowen with the hold. Make it a 14-point game. Snapback, ball down, kick up, high, long, and it is good. So 6.5 seconds left to go in regulation time. It is 35-21. We'll take a quick break and come back for the kickoff. I imagine, I don't know, do you bother with an onside kick or not? We'll see, I guess, when we come back. So,
yeah, why not?
Why not?
I mean, why not? And then
we'll find out when we come back.
Right.
All right.
Do you love Free State High School football? Join head coach Kevin Stewart at Jefferson's West Wednesday, October 2nd from 7 to 8 p.m. for Firebird 5th quarter. We will be previewing all things Free State football as they prepare to take on Shawnee Mission North and Shawnee Mission Northwest. This is your chance to hear from the head man himself as well as select players from this year's team. Firebird 5th quarter. Wednesday, October 2nd from 7 to 8 p.m. at Jefferson's West. Right here on FM 101.7 and 1320. KLWN. Depend on it.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. Chesty Lions and Gardner-Edgerton Trailblazers with Gardner-Edgerton on top 35-21. There's no reason why you wouldn't do an onside kicker for no other reason than to just practice it.
Practice it,
yeah.
Have the opportunity to get a touchdown and not take give them the 13-point positive. On the other side of town, it went final. Free State won that game 42-14.
Are they giving us a 15-yard penalty on this kickoff from the original set of penalties? I think they are. So that last unsportsmanlike conduct is being enforced on this kickoff. So they're actually putting the ball at the 45-yard line, which means if they actually get an onside kick, again, it's 6.5 seconds left. That won't take all the time out. They would have at least one play to take a shot at the end zone from here.
Right. So there were offsetting penalties, but then the coaches.
They're not in an onside formation, but let's see what they do here. It is a squib down the middle, and it's taking a knee down at the 12-yard line.
Which is probably smart.
Yeah.
5.4 seconds left to go in this game.
So obviously
we'll
they'll
have
just
one
take a
more.
knee.
You would think, but we've thought a couple things already.
Of course, on the other hand, Banks didn't exactly take a knee a couple of weeks ago.
Well, and how about your call? 1:40 left to go,
Yeah.
and they elect to get the touch. They go for the TD, and they got it, and that cost them a lot.
Yeah.
That cost their coach an unsportsmanlike conduct, which is going to have consequences.
Like I said, if he had just gone down.
That's right. Lawrence High that's a confidence-building drive.
Yeah.
And now we've got more penalties. And I was talking, so I wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the field, but there was a penalty on that play.
I want to say that it was on Galbraith because I thought he said number 8.
Yeah,
it was a 15-yard penalty.
It was on Galbraith, 15 yards.
I mean, it must have happened away from the play because I didn't really see it near the guy.
But looks like they're in the victory formation.
Well, it's kind of hard to tell with them because that's how they usually set up.
You're exactly right.
But he does take a knee, and that's going to do it. All right, so 1 second left, and the Trailblazers from Gardner-Edgerton end up evening up the Lions' record at 2-2 as they beat the Chesty Lions 35-21.
Yeah, and
now the funny thing about this is that if going into the game, if like 2 days ago you'd said, well, the Lions are going to end up losing the game 35-21, you would have said, well, okay, that's a
No,
that's pretty much.
No, I wouldn't have, because I, honest to God, thought we had a chance to win this game.
We did, but that's what I'm saying is that if you had gone into it, well, Gardner-Edgerton's a great team, if they won by 14, that would be pretty normal. But the truth of the matter is this is a much closer game than that score would indicate.
Well, the after-field, on-the-field handshakes, everything seems to be good.
So far, so good.
Coaches are hugging it out. Players are all high-fiving each other, and looks to be all good now.
All right. Well, we'll take our last little break here before our post-game wrap-up. Again, the final score, 35-21, Gardner-Edgerton over Lawrence High. We'll have some post-game numbers for you and a little review of the game when we come back here on Lawrence High Football on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
Enjoy all the excitement of football season at the 23rd Street Brewery. From the Jayhawks and college football to the NFL and even live-streamed Lawrence High and Free State football games, you can watch it all at the 23rd Street Brewery. Enjoy the games with your favorite menu item like the Bill Self Mac and Cheese, Naked Nachos, or the Haney Turkey Stack. And wash it all down with your favorite beer like a Wave the Wheat or Crimson Fog. 23rd Street Brewery on the corner of Clinton Parkway and Castlewood in Lawrence.
Do you love Lawrence High Chesty Lion football? Join head coach Clint Bowen at Wahlburgers inside Hy-Vee Wednesday, October 9th from 7 to 8 p.m. for Chesty Lion Touchdown Talk. We'll be previewing all things Chesty Lion football as they prepare to take on Olathe East and Olathe South. This is your chance to hear from the head man himself as well as select players from this year's team. Chesty Lion Touchdown Talk. This Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. at Wahlburgers right here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6 right here on KLWN.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. It's 35-21 loss for the Lions tonight, evening up their record at 2-2 on the season. But so after opening couple of wins, they end up dropping a pair to Olathe North and Gardner-Edgerton. Tonight, though, as we talked about, the game definitely was a winnable game for this Chesty Lion team, and they should be happy about that.
I mean, I think so. There's no reason why they shouldn't be. I'll tell you one thing. You got to be happy about the lack of mistakes. I mean, no mistakes as far as I can tell. A bad penalty that maybe cost him a little bit, but you can't blame that penalty. The stalled drive when they had an opportunity to go ahead, that hurt them. But
yeah, not being able to convert on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. And
I think it was 2nd and short also, wasn't it? Wasn't it second and 1 or 2, and then that's when they brought Taj out.
Yeah, it was the 3rd down play that was the Taj run.
Okay.
That was 3rd and 1, and then 4th and 1 they tried to run it with Banks and didn't happen. I mean, they did run it with him, but he wasn't able to get the first down, and that was really the killer for the game. I mean, but in that, if they convert there and eventually find their way into the end zone, it's a tie game, and who knows what happens.
Right, and just it's just unfortunate. Unfortunate way to end this game, and because they're absolutely in it. There's no question they had every opportunity to win, and I would say that this is an evenly matched game. Gardner-Edgerton again is deeper than the Lions. I don't know how much that played into the effect of the game, because I didn't see a lot of winded Lawrence High guys. I know that we played with tough. We certainly did some things that scared them, even if it wasn't just their coaches. I don't know if it scared the players, but it definitely that last touchdown definitely had an effect on the players, because they weren't happy. They were not happy with us, and that is what caused the fracas.
I was just going to say what we ended up having.
Right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, kudos to the Lions. Over 100 yards rushing for Banks. Nice job by him. He, over 125 yards for Gabe Wingert, and we didn't see Josh Galbraith able to get in it that much, as you saw them keying on Josh all night when Josh was on offense. I mean, they really were watching him. Jackson Becker was effective because he took away so many looks, and I think he took defenders with him. And
they were double teaming him the whole time.
Yeah, and so they were nervous about Jackson Becker. They were absolutely watching him, but that's what freed up. That's what freed up Gabe Wingert and able to get him to 125 yards and touchdown tonight. So
I felt like the Lions looked like actually the more balanced team. I mean, obviously Gardner-Edgerton is just a powerhouse when it comes to running the football. They had a couple of passes here and there, but for the most part, their passing game was not really a factor. Whereas, and granted, Taj Edwards was not as big a part of our running game as has been in the past, but overall, I think that, the Lions looked like the more balanced team, and, maybe actually tougher to defend, in the long run.
I think you're right. And they were just, because we have so many weapons at wide receiver, which gives, and then Banks also has the great ability to run, that they weren't able to stop tonight. And when
he was much more a part of our running game, obviously, which helped keep it balanced. That when Edwards wasn't that effective, he was able to step up and be an effective runner for us. But when I look at a game like this one, what I always think to myself about is what happens if we end up meeting them in the playoffs. That's what I'm much more concerned about, than what the outcome of today's game is. And so, and not even necessarily this particular team. I just, the whole point of the season is setting yourself up for a playoff run. And so, everybody makes the playoffs anyway, so it doesn't matter what your record actually is. I mean, it helps to have a higher seed and all that other stuff, and you want to win as many games as you can. But really, what I look at from game to game, especially when you're playing the elites on your own side of the district, then the question becomes: is this a team that we could get by in the playoffs? And I don't see any reason why we couldn't.
No reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because as far as weapons on their part, I mean, you had 4 guys, right?
Yeah.
And I don't even know. Obviously, their quarterback.
Yeah. Padilla, the running back, was a load. He's very difficult to get down. Powell, their quarterback, as you mentioned. The other, running backs, Swayman and Van Lindbergh, they weren't immediate threats all the time, but they were a danger every time they touched the ball.
Right.
And so, less in the case Snipe and Williams as far as,
right.
In the passing game or whatever. But yeah, it was mainly the 4 guys, the 4 runners that were the danger to them. But again, the defense showed that they could stop them, not always, but they came up with, quite a few stops over the course of the game. And if our offense could have converted a few times, then this could have been a very different outcome.
Right. And but credit their defense, credit their offense. I mean, they do what they do, and they were able to come out successful tonight. Was Gardner-Edgerton.
Of course, one difference would be if we do make them, find ourselves against them in the playoffs. The way things are going right now, there's a pretty good chance we would be on the road.
Right, with 2 losses under our belt already.
And Gardner-Edgerton now 4-0 too.
Right, correct, exactly. So we'll see here what happens bringing in the rest of the season for the Lions. And I don't have the schedule pulled up.
Well, it's Shawnee Mission West next week. I believe it's technically homecoming next week, isn't it?
It is homecoming.
So
yes.
Shawnee Mission West here at Lawrence High School, and that should be a good game for the Lions to get back. I mean, it's there's no such thing in Class 6A as an automatic or anything like that, but it should be a good opportunity for the Lions to get back on the winning track.
And somebody has already posted on Max Preps the final score of this game. So somebody probably from I don't know who, if it was a Lawrence High person or Gardner-Edgerton, but that is already on there. So yeah, Shawnee Mission West High School, then Olathe East, then Olathe South, and then of course the Free State game. So
it's amazing how quick the season goes by, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
When they've got just this 8-game regular season.
Right.
So, at any rate, all right. Well, remind me once again our camera operator's name.
Camden Taves. Thank you to Camden Taves.
I wanted to thank him again, and for those of you who were either accessing the stream or whatever, we are hoping that at some point in the future, maybe over the weekend or something, or early part of next week, we'll have the video re-recorded. We can hopefully integrate into this so that you can actually watch some of the game for this week. And so we appreciate you joining us today. Again, the final score for a 35-21 victory for Gardner-Edgerton over your Lawrence High Chesty Lions. For Matt Llewellyn, thanks again, Matt, as always, for your good work for today's game. We also like to thank Elijah Schmidt back at the station for pressing the buttons there as much as he did. It's Joel Becker here from Lawrence High saying good night here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.